And hello, everybody. We are still online if you're still joining us for Omega Strike #1 by Amplify. And you're still stuck with me and Borg, for that matter, because we now have losers finals of this event between PP and OTP, which certainly will not be confusing at all as we continue going through with this tournament. Oh, and also Borg has been changed
I'm not
to
Brickbat. I'm not Brickbat. It is me. As you can see, my beautiful face.
You cannot see his face, actually. Unless you've also transformed to being both Brickbat and Chibi anime girl.
I'm whatever you want me to be, K-Bot.
How about my co-caster? Does that work?
I could be that. Yeah, sure. Let's run that for the next,
Perfect.
Let's say an hour.
It might be a little more than an hour.
Let's keep this in it within an hour, guys. Come on.
Well, this is our second and last match of the tournament. Surely we want to cast. Surely you want to see Grands too, right, Borg? Sure.
We'll have to see if I'm up for Grands. Maybe you guys will be lucky enough to have me for that. I'm getting a little bit we're getting unprofessional for this cast. We had NASL, right. Gotta stay nice for that one, but gotta be a little bit funnier, a little bit more unprofessional for this Amplify tournament. Haven't caught any of it, so you're gonna have to catch me up on it a little bit at K-Bot. I'm looking at the bracket here, and pretty interesting kind of looking here. What is a I see Oshino Coreflip at the grand finals. That's definitely a new team that has been playing extremely well recently. How have they been playing overall in this tournament?
They've been playing pretty well so far. I think they were the team that went undefeated in Swiss, if I had to guess. No, actually, they lost their final match to the Powerhouse Defenders, who was able to take that one. But now the Powerhouse Defenders got knocked out by this PB team that we're about to see, and sent on down to losers to get knocked out by OTP as well. So there's a weird triangle relationship there in terms of how those teams are interacting with one another. But Oshino Coreflip certainly has had a strong play today. Other things I'm surprised with here, Oshino Coreflip actually beat the Kitten Hunters, and then the Kitten Hunters dropped their losers match. It's listed on the bracket due to a DQ. I have to imagine that's probably because they were in 2 tournaments at once, and the bracket couldn't wait for them in one of them. So they had to drop out there. That was Kainoob, Gumi, and Liari. So that incredibly strong roster has already been taken off. And like I said, Powerhouse Defenders have been on a bit of a tear lately, but got knocked out by OTP, who was also able to get the one-up on Glorious Ignition as well. So that brings us to where we are now. As you mentioned, Oshino Coreflip waits and Grands, and it's the losers final best of 3 here between PP and OTP. And I will probably start saying blue side and red side. Because I won't be able to keep things straight. There's just too many P's.
Yeah,
I'll say it.
I mean, the OG PP boys coming in here. No average Alex. I would believe it is Wook here, the OG kind of member in the beta squad. But honestly, what's the other tournament going on here? I honestly, I'm lost today. I got no clue what's going on. I wasn't even planning on being home today.
There was it was like a random tournament that took place.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Or it was some randomizer tournament. I don't recall precisely what the rules are, other than Kuyachi has now dropped a bracket link for me, which also is a tournament that is still going on. So we'll see what precisely comes out of that. Oh, it's Random Strikers.
With a wacky tournament. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a
Random Striker tournament. Where a lot of folks are playing. So 2 tournaments going on today, one of which being a little more traditional, the other one of which Random Strikers. And multiple teams were in both tournaments simultaneously trying to play the matches. But now doesn't matter because we're finally into our first game of this losers final. Starting on Atlas's lab here. And Finny is enabled in this tournament. So we've seen that at least once so far today on stream. And might even be looking to see it again here in a moment.
Yeah, Finny. I mean, I've been playing a ton of this character actually on the good old Gerben account. For any knowers out there. Yeah, so been playing it a bit goalie, playing it a bit forward. I mean, I'm a little tired of playing these brawlers. You know what? I've been playing them for so long. Pretty much every single one except for Asher. Don't enjoy that character. But other than that, I mean, I've been playing them for so long, kind of what I do in all the tournament plays as well. I figured, you know what, let's learn a new role. Let's learn goalie, get that up to Omega. I believe it's mid-chow right now, that account. But I've been enjoying it. I think the character is incredibly strong, if not a little bit broken, to be honest with you, as most released characters in games tend to be. Her ultimate definitely seeming a little bit imbalanced overall. Very, very difficult. Might, you know, have to see. I don't really know how they should nerf it. If they do, definitely seems very strong. Maybe there's just some tech that we don't know about yet. As we actually see, let's look at the comps here. Katsuna on the X. We got Maloom on the Finny and Barb Pilot on the Vice. And we got Fiery on the Zentara, Wook on the Rune, and Maddie on his patented Kai.
The Aerials and Monumental start, I believe. I couldn't catch what the last awakening was. We'll get that in a moment, but nonetheless, as we keep on rolling here, actually, I'll pull it up and flip it. Yeah, it was Monumental. I was right.
Okay. Yeah.
But comes through here and already see Goal Barrier starting off. Now, actually, Goal comes through there as well as Fiery's able to put it away for the side of PP.
All in, I mean, does it to him. Fiery, actually my student now. Did a coaching session with him, you know, showed him a little bit of stuff on the Zentaro. Definitely got him kind of up to speed on that character. And I mean, so far we're looking at it, definitely feels like he's improved a little bit, kind of a couple lessons learned. Great play here, not able to quite get the barrier. Well done, a good clear from Barb Pilot there as he almost has the core flip. Fiery looking for it again, not able to find it, but Wook bringing it through with the help of Maddie's barrage. Able to get the first barrier here in this second point.
Now, of course, stalls out in that corner. Emotes pop it up on screen. Might as well. Okay, Borg, what is the context behind this call? Because that just missed me.
Okay, so the context isn't as important as just the emote itself. It's basically
I hear you.
From the Alpha Red Rivals, I believe. It was, I think, Vaughn's teammate, one of his teammates there, and they did win that event, so all of them got to put whatever emote they wanted into the thing. So the Sad Boys emote, you know, Vaughn put that into the game as well. You have been seeing that, as well as, you know, Colin decided, let's put that in the game. And I'm loving it. I have it on both my accounts. I mean, even after this dies down, I'm gonna be spamming it all the time. This is my new XTD. I love this thing.
That is a bold claim.
I love the non-cropped, like, just shit emotes. I mean, they're so good. They're so good. As we see X just destroying everybody here, making X look strong. Katsuna, great player in their own right. I mean, a lot of these kind of release players, like Barb Pilot and Katsuna, both, I believe, release players. You know, PP Legends, or these aren't even the Legends, these are just the PP boys. Definitely have been playing in beta for a while, and same with Maloom as well. But lesser known tournament players overall, as we see Oshino Coreflip, I'm pretty sure all of them are release players. So love to see the representation kind of going on in this tournament.
And now KO's starting to come through. Katsuna able to find one and had that supernova up from Barb Pilot as well. Pressure will mount, finds the goal barrier and finds the goal as well. Beautifully done from everyone getting involved on that last goal. And we'll see how this continues to rack up, because one of the other things here, especially for OTPs, it feels like the damage is easier to come by. I think it's not to say that there isn't damage for the other side of the pitch, but it's a lot easier to find connections and find combos, I think, between the Vice, between the Finny, and the X as well.
So Finny Vice is absolutely broken, by the way, if anyone didn't know. Finny on her secondary does have a damage amp, so a damage increase for about, I believe it's 7 seconds. It lasts a long time. We'll see if they get hit by a secondary. You can see a little purple smoke trail behind the characters that get hit, and that shows that they are debuffed. They will be taking a ton more damage, and the Vice and the X as well, just being able to absolutely just clobber them once they get hit by that. So we'll be seeing the damage numbers after this, and it won't really accurately represent the, I guess, the importance of the Finny. However, if you are paying attention to the game, you will definitely notice, as the Barb Pilot playing incredibly well here, has the core flip, able to find a kill onto Fiery. And the problem with the PP Squad team is that they kind of have a mix of static damage and burst, right? You have the Zentara, which has a lot of damage just coming through in general, but then you have the Giga Blast and, you know, the Rune one-shot damage that's always there as well. So not so much consistent damage, as a great core flip there from Katsuna, and Barb Pilot actually somehow getting it through there, I believe, with the static.
Yeah, Thunderstruck comes through in order to come in, and Barb Pilot Top of the carousel here, and handful of awakenings that a lot of these players want their eyes on. And we'll go for the specialized training, increasing potential damage numbers coming from this Vice's Supernova.
Yeah, we get the big fish on the kite, denying the X. However, X is getting that tempo swing. Very, very strong training on the X, as his main issue is keeping his health bar high up. Spark going in through for Wook. We get Fire Up going on to Maloom, and then Orb Dancer. Not quite the best training for his Zentaro, but, you know, getting something out of it at the very least.
Hey, speed's never going to be a bad thing.
No.
That's you know, obviously you're like, oh, well, maybe you would have wanted a few other things, but you have to settle for speed. That's not the worst case in the world. And now, Borg, since we are taking a little bit more of a step back, walk me through, just from your perspective, more of the implications on these carousels without that infinite awakening online anymore, because that's been completely taken off and dismantled now.
So I haven't even talked about that all day. I completely kind of forgot about it. I still look at the, it's almost like PTSD. I look at the Awakenings draft, the carousel, and I just still see the Awakening or the Infinite sign, even though it's not there. I mean, kind of just destroyed my life for a little bit, not gonna lie there. But I'm very glad it's gone, as are basically every single competitive player in the game. But I guess the main difference, right, is you're not gonna get bailed out. You're really not gonna get bailed out. Say, for example, your WinCon. We really saw this a lot, especially in the Stagger Swagger meta, with running a core control comp against a kill comp, and you'd see them just get bailed out all the time with that Stagger Swagger, with that Unstoppable as well sometimes. Say, for example, you're running Erasmus on Amy Zap, and everyone gets Unstoppable. Game's not fun for you anymore, right? As Barb Pilot. Putting another one away, I mean, this guy in general, very, very cool, I guess, player. Kind of playing a lot of that Luna, a lot of that Vice in competitive, as Luna's not quite the same as she used to be, but very aggressive goalie, and I really always enjoy playing with and against them.
I will say Barb Pilot has been putting on a number here on the Vice goalie so far in this tournament. So many Thunderstrucks have been able to connect, and especially when you've got something like an Aerials at your start, that Thunderstruck covers the entire arena, basically, and as well with the damage coming in from the Supernova and all the combos we've been talking about so far, so many KOs happening on both sides of the pitch, but largely to the favor of OTP, who are now looking for a goal barrier here, and it still doesn't quite connect thanks to the anomaly that was there. Still looking for it, though, as now the anomaly cooldowns are down, and the goal barrier will fall in the process. Bloom going down to the bottom side. Core gets banished. Will hit the barrier as well, but the KO comes through as Katsuna finds the bell ringer. Maddie tries to collect the core, but will lose it in the process. And Wook is back. There's the anomaly again, trying to prevent this. Barb Pilot trying to control things for now. Core flip, away from the Giga Blast. Katsuna takes a shot, can't quite find it. Now the Oni's blade looks for the top corner, but it doesn't find it, and the stun comes through nonetheless. PP back on the board in the set.
Yeah, well played from them. Well played from Fiery, especially getting, unable to find that angle on the goal. However, does find the stun with his primary onto Barb Pilot, so there's no save happening there. Another shot from Wook, kind of scoring in there. And one thing I want to kind of talk about here is, whoa, as we see an insane KO there, as, however, they do trade both barriers for it. Not quite the best trade, however, they will be getting things out of this, including another KO, possibly another barrier coming in here. But the X, I mean, I don't even have time to talk. This game is just wild, as this Vice is killing everybody for the most part with the help of the X and the Finny damage amp, as we see there. Fade away into the goal. X just kind of taking it away. But real quick before this next round starts, the X, seen as kind of a weak striker coming into the recent metas, but I feel like on the enemy team, there's not too much damage on their side, right? So all X really has to do is evade those banishes, and then he's pretty much golden, especially with a Finny on his own team. Getting that damage amp, going to be doing so much more. And I mean, we've been seeing it all game.
Yeah,
look at
and again, Fiery, low on health, has to retreat back to the goal barrier now. Tries to dodge around the bell ringer as well. Will be able to do just that, but even still, and look at this, the power core did like a quarter of their stagger bars. So much damage coming in from OTP, and makes this game incredibly difficult to play, not to mention some combos with the gravity well in the center of the map as well. But now, Wook on the pass to themselves, looking for this. Core flip used. Fiery tries to stuff with Barb Pilot, nice and patient for it. Gets rewarded for the effort with a gold barrier as well. Now, in the corner, Kitsuna still trying to bully some of these members around, but Wook is trying to find the dash away, but a nice misdirection is able to find the connection for the KO. Kitsuna, again, looking for the gold barrier, able to find it now. Misdirection out of Bloom again, will connect, but still can't get that core up to Kitsuna and can't quite put it back. There it is. Finally, the shot comes through just before the banishment. And it's OTP that'll take 2 sets.
Yeah, I mean, luckily this is the best of 3 for PP Boys because they are just getting completely outdrafted here in this comp. I believe it's just so much stronger. I think with that rune, you really have to play a different brawler. The Centauro not quite as good, you know, kind of pairing with these 2 characters comparatively to, say, maybe a Julie or a Rasmus. But, I mean, Vice, Finny, and then really just any brawler. It doesn't even matter at that point. Such a good comp. We're going to be seeing so much of it, especially in the next season of NASL when Finny is probably going to tear, like, everyone a new one. And unless they nerf her, I mean, we'll have to see. It is only the first week of release as kind of the draft here real quick. We got the twin drive on the X, missile prop for the Finny, very good. Peak performance on the Barb Pilot, rapid fire for Fiery, built different from Wook, and glass cannon, oh so important for the Giga Blast, aka Kai.
Also want to shout out, by the way, chat predictions not looking too good for the 5 of you that predicted. It was one person that put 20 bestie bucks on OTP, and they are real excited if they are actively watching. But as I say that, gold barrier is down, and PP might have an opportunity. Wook is forward, but now is completely staggered, finds the angle to the bottom corner nonetheless to put it away.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see PP coming in with a lot of outplays to win this game, and they can definitely do it. I mean, very strong team, NASL East members. However, I mean, they're going against kind of the fresh faces of the scene, and I'm excited to see them win it. I mean, I love the PP Boys, you know, all of them are definitely very, very, you know, aware of all of them, been playing with them for a long time, but I always love to see fresh faces. I love underdog stories, and this one not even looking like an underdog story as they're just tearing people quite significantly. This is wild. Look at this damage.
I mean, the damage combinations are just crazy. Finally, Vanish comes through. Kitsuna still not taken off the pitch, and then uses the energy reverse, picks up and steals away the orb. Kitsuna's X is taking up the definition of being the bully in the goal box on the other side of the pitch, but he still can't find the goal barrier. Now is able to punch Maddie out, scores the core there, and a double KO as well as Bloom's able to find another. Kitsuna, easy barrier pickup. Now Barb Pilot forward, down to Bloom to put it away. And the damage numbers as the points go on, and these rallies keep getting extended, are just too much.
Yeah, and so much pressure Kitsuna is providing for the side of OTP allows Barb Pilot really to kind of do whatever they want, right? You just basically send out all their abilities, find so many of these barriers, find so much damage. You know, you only have so many evades in this game. And another thing to note with the X as well that we were talking about earlier is actually, I believe X has those Vam Braces. So earlier when X got very, very low off of that Banish, popped the core flip and then healed half their HP with the new buff Vam Braces. So definitely very strong, but so are, you know, the PP Boys still looking good as they get the second barrier here and are on a power play, looking to score. Fiery putting it in the top shelf. Very good positioning there from him.
Well done by Fiery to capitalize on that. Little Rocket League moment there as a double commit down to the bottom corner for both Kitsuna and Barb Pilot. Com's not quite working on the defensive side there, and now maybe has an opportunity to take a set back away. Question will be, though, even if they do take the set, will they be able to fully swing things back with some of the carousel traps? I mean, we'll have to wait and see, because I can't imagine this damage is going to fall off anytime soon, as, oh my goodness, Kitsuna once again feels like it's just exploding in the goal box. So many low stagger bars, and finds yet another bell ringer as well. Barb Pilot finds the KO and the finishing blow. Fiery bar flip just stalls for a little bit more time, and that'll be the end of the power play here, most likely. Not able to find the goal this time around, but nonetheless, might actually be DP's turn to send it back the other way. Natty looking for the pass here as well. Bloom low on stagger. Fiery dashing in, looking for the top corner, and will do it there. First set on the board for PP.
Yeah, I mean, OTP found a lot of pressure there, but I think that round, those last 2 rounds really, is PP found a way to, I guess, survive through all of it. They were able to play their lives a little bit better. And wow, Fire gets rewarded. He gets the juice, baby, the juice. So I do believe he will be taking the Super Surge. Might have to take the extra special away, actually. I do actually agree with this. The extra special, I mean, as well as Super Surge is, as good as Super Surge is, excuse me, I'm pretty sure he already has aerials from the beginning, now that I'm remembering. And the extra special taking away from the Finny and the Vice, both scary with the extra special, leaving Super Surge for actually the X. We're going to see some big headbutts here with the Twin Drive 2. Catalyst on the Maddie, not going to matter too much. Hot Shot, which is going to be huge for the Rune, and then Deadeye for the Finny, which... if you don't know how her primary works, she sends it backwards, and then it can go forwards, which is basically automatic Deadeye value as it's already going that far. So, wow, as we see there, just so much damage coming through. And one thing that OTP is doing so incredibly well this game is we see Katsuna fly across the map, headbutt, baby, going through. Look at this damage. Look at all of these abilities comboing together, right? Look at how Barb Pilot is playing. If you want to learn how to play Vice goalie, Barb Pilot is a great person to watch because they are just waiting until something happens, either Katsuna or Malum uses an ability, comboing off of that and getting so much damage.
Well, I am no longer going to be able to play this. I'm just going to laugh every single time Katsuna goes flying across the map. Because, by the way, I think his Twin Drive as well was able to steal that away earlier. And it's just going to be so goofy. Look, when it was on a diagonal, it still went basically the entire height of the map. It's just going to be goofy for the entire rest of the game here. Paired up with all the damage. Look, able to just find the KO, goes cross-country flight in order to find the KO, and goes on a 6 KO streak. Now, punches that one back as well. Supernova out. There's core flips exchange. Katsuna's still not able to find the goal barrier here.
Yeah, I mean, unable to find the goal barrier. As the PP boys are, I'll keep on calling them the PP Legends. I'm so used to that name now.
Yeah.
Either way, I mean, only one player difference, but it might make all the difference as the Rune has been showing up these last couple points. Great banishes, finding these pillars. As Barb Pilot coming in from the goal box with that eject button, getting that last barrier finally. Katsuna flying in, able to take out Maddie here any second now, but Fiery does have the core flip right in front of the goal box. Nothing Barb Pilot can do. I mean, well played there from the PP boys.
Well done in order to find that one, and so it took him everything they had, though. Especially, again, like I was saying, for the X to just be able to, I don't know. There's some meme here about, like, hey, come over, my parents have left me for the night, you know, and the X is just bull rushing with aerial super surge. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Come over, my parents have left me for the night. I like that. I want to see people talk to me like that as Katsuna. Oh my goodness, I don't want him coming anywhere near me with that bull rush, because that is freaky. Coming into the top corner, carrying the core basically all the way. And very well played. I mean, Katsuna, one of the new names that has been kind of very well praised among the Hylo community for being kind of a very, very good. For not being in the game, excuse me, for that long, as we see the core flip not quite going to be doing anything. I believe the static off of Barb Pilot actually taking that one away. Maddie Barrage just passed away, but might pass away in general here as the bull rush comes through, unable to find it. Maddie playing his life so perfectly as Katsuna finding the barrier anyway, but look how low they are. They're getting pinballed around like this, and it's only a matter of time before they score, Kayvon.
6 KO streak for Barb Pilot, 8 KO streak for Katsuna, and Malum is able to put it away. OTP takes game 1 in this best of 3, and what a performance from the entire team and how they're able to set everything up. You know, one of the other things here is that you're not going to have everything to talk about, and it's not necessarily surprising that Malum especially wasn't as present as maybe Barb Pilot or Katsuna, because sometimes that Finny plays a little bit more supportively, but certainly was a fantastic addition to the damage, not only with the amount that she can do herself, but the double take, applying that debuff as you mentioned, and 41,000 there for the X as well on the damage numbers is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they all were at least, like, I think everyone on PP was below, like, 15K. Like, they were all within the 10K range, and everybody was above 25K on the side of OTP. So definitely, I do really think that was mainly a comp diff, team comp, a little bit better on the side of OTP. A lot more damage coming through, and they were able to kind of get rewarded with a lot of with a lot of awakenings to benefit that playstyle. Still, I think PP had some, they got a set, and they were definitely getting some points when it didn't seem like they really should, as Fiery found a couple dashes, found a couple outplays, as we're seeing here, and Wook as well, finding a couple banishes. So I don't think it's over yet. I think that hopefully PP has learned their lesson with the draft and will come back stronger here in this best of 3. But, I mean, we'll have to see as we get into the next map here sometime soon.
We'll see, and now you have a chance to re-predict with your bestie bucks as Voslin comes away with the large payout. We have to know what the number was, by the way. We were talking about it a little bit there. Or actually, we could probably just look at the payout because it was the entire pool, because there was only one person that had on OTP. But nonetheless, yeah, but, then the question now becomes, what adaptations can you actually make, given that it is a best of 3 and you're heading into another game? Is there, Borg, maybe in your mind, a piece of this puzzle that you would most like to ban away?
I mean, ban the Finny. That's so broken. It's so broken, guys. As much as I love playing it, and I think it's a really, really fun pick, it's so broken. I mean, imagine like Zoe from League of Legends for any League players out there, but has a giant AoE gravity pull ult. Like, it's a bit crazy here. And on Amy's app, I'm expecting to see, a little bit of a different look here. We'll have to see coming into here. Fiery hovering that Juliet. I believe it got banned away last match as very, very good, very scary Julie player. And I'm looking at these predictions right now. I have 45k bestie bucks. What should I spend it on? I'll decide here soon after the ban phase. Rasmus actually getting banned away on the side of PP Legends, and I believe that was the Amy, if I saw that correctly.
Amy.
Yeah, the Amy. I'm not sure who that is supposed to be taking that away from, but they left the Finny up. Finny up with X. They're probably going to play the same exact comp.
Yeah, might as well, right? It worked so well for you there, but...
Oh, Luna.
Okay, Luna comes out, but
so I actually think Luna's scarier. I think it's scarier,
right? Yeah, exactly.
So it's actually more damage overall, but it's a little bit less. It's a little bit riskier, right? Because you have to save a lot of things. But on this map, I think this is Luna Goalie's best map, if she would have a best map. But with that nuke, just watch. It's going to be a Spark and a Timeless Awakening opening here, as Wook, the Rune, going to be getting that, and same with the same with Maloom, the Finny, going to be getting that Timeless as well, as Wook is already almost dead.
Good God, they're so fast. It's Spark Agility start specifically.
Yeah.
So many are just... I am not used to seeing strikers run around the stage this fast early in the game. I'm used to it being a slog. It's like, okay, finally, getting to the core, but not this time, I suppose. The single Spark comes in, and now you see the big finish, able to send the core back away to the possession here of PP, but still can't seem to find a goal barrier for either team, as Kasuna taken down incredibly low in the stagger bar. That was the misdirection again, wasn't it? I blinked on it.
I'm not sure what killed the Finny there, actually, but it might have been the Giga. I wouldn't be surprised, as 2 going down. Bar Pilot going to be defending for their life here, no energy available, but they're able to defend, get their forwards back up, and to get the barrier with that Luna Rocket. So very well played from Bar Pilot there, as we see the Finny trying to get their pass up to Maloom, probably going to be back down to Katsuna, but tries to score, not quite able to find it. Maddie, the Iron Wall in goal. Wook just missing the core flip. No, he cashed it, as it's going to be now no barriers, but Wook looking awfully low as he finally gets in the Giga Blast. I believe the speed off of that just propelling it forward off of the demon angle.
Able to find that one there, and that's one of these things, is that a well-placed Giga Blast can mean certain doom. Maddie, of course, a player, been on this high quite a bit. We'll see if he can find more of those going forward for KOs or goals. Now, Fiery forward here, core flip right in front of the open goal barriers, the gates open, and is able to send it right back. PP with a quick first 2 goals on the board.
Yeah, it seems like they're a lot more composed on this map. I don't really know if it's the fact that Fiery gets the Juliet, but it's basically the same comp. I believe the Juliet just a little bit better at converting those goals than the Zentara overall. And, I mean, maybe they feel just a little bit more comfortable playing around, kind of more dangerous in the middle. You know, it seems like it'd be a little bit scarier with the damage, but Atlas Lab actually probably a little bit better for the damage comp on the side of OTP, as they do have the black hole to play around, which is basically another half of your health bar of a spell if they can hit someone into it. Whereas, you know, I mean, a little bit smaller of a hazard in the middle here on Amy Zet, but it doesn't really matter. Kasuna does not care, as just punches into the barrier, punches Fiery off of the map. And with the power play now, 5 more seconds, has the core flip there, but Maddie denying it with their own. And now we're going to be back to even here, as Wook looking damaged, however Fiery is back online.
Rockets as well coming in from Bard Pilot have done a number on the stagger bars as this full damage composition continues. Katsuna, nice strike down looking for the angle, but it's saved away by the discipline of Maddie. Now Strike War right there. It's Katsuna that wins it, and it'll put OTP on the board.
Yeah, using that superior X size to win that Strike War. I mean, Spark of Agility as well, helping out, just walk backwards to help win that Strike War as well. Bottom corner, nothing fancy, just kind of consistent pressure. Goalie's going to crack one of these days, and he cracked there. Maddie, well played so far, but might have to step it up here, as, I mean, they are, with that banish, killing Katsuna early into the middle. Well played from Wook.
There's the Bob, comes out here. The dash forward from Bard Pilot won't find the core. Fiery, though, once again, in the Fiery Flurry, finds the goal barrier. Now Wook has a dribbling opportunity. Will use this, and this is an interaction of all time. This has been around for a long time. That Gravity Wild and Timeless Creator. Interesting there. Now misdirection doesn't quite connect. Was so close, but nonetheless, goal barrier is found, and Maddie can't find the core in time. Nice shot down to the bottom corner. Equalizes this first set.
Yeah, Maloom, great play there, actually getting that barrier, getting it off of the top there, bouncing it, and then finding the redirect with the secondary on the Finny, right? And usually you use that for damage, but able to find it so it hits Maddie. It actually, I believe, hit Wook as well, and found the goal. So well played there, as well played from Wook. They're finding another banish kill onto Katsuna. It's definitely what they're going to have to keep looking for if they want to get here, as Maddie looking for that flip, unable to find it. Great save from Bard Pilot using that rush, but oh, a little bit unlucky there, Maloom, with the Finny ult, misplacing it a little bit. It actually dragged it into her own net. So that's actually one thing on Finny on a map like Demon Days, for example, with the round barrier, is actually putting it so it just drags it into the barrier over and over again. It's a little bit cringe. We might see it in the grand finals or something here later on. Either way, we'll see it at some point as we get into draft. Primetime Kai getting rewarded here as PP get the first sets. Glass Cannon onto the Luna. Finny probably gonna be going for, could go for other things. Wants to deny the Big Fish away from the Julie. Great choice. Quick Strike and Spark. You know, Fiery gonna have 2 Sparks now, as Fire up now for Katsuna. Definitely not a bad pick, as they are getting these flips a lot more often. However, have been dying to banish recently, so might have to look to stay alive here and use that energy up so crucially.
But to go back to that first pickup from Maddie, it seemed like some of the time could have been a simple barrage that does the difference, and now having that extra charge event will be critical here and might help swing things over for PP. You see the big finish sends it back, keeping the pressure alive here for the blue team as Fiery finds a punch to the barrier. Maddie's forward with the barrage as well, and Fiery finds the way to put it back past Bard Pilot. Exactly the position you don't want to be in as the Luna goalie, with that Juliet standing oh so close to you.
Yeah, actually the Finny secondary also hit that close into Bard Pilot's goal there, so a little bit of a misplay from Loom. But one thing, we actually didn't really catch it over there, I didn't talk about it, but Katsuna evaded that, they started evading these Obscuras, these, what's it called, these banishes. So if we see more of that from Katsuna, it's going to be very, very difficult. However, I say that, I mean, the double banish, unable to find anything off it, but a little bit of chip damage as Maloom. Actually, I need to learn the Finny names for the abilities. I'm a little bit of a bad caster. Haven't learned them yet. But
I looked it up today, and I wrote it down on my cheat sheet. It's misdirection, double take, and big finish.
Okay, big finish. Got it. I'm gonna do that as Bard Pilot finds the big finish onto Fiery there with the rocket.
Looking for this one here. Goal barrier open. Maloom tries to keep it forward, but no. It'll fall back on over to Wook. Tries to find the dribble. Oh, nice pass back to themselves on the anomaly. Still forward here, but the defense holds for a moment. Fiery comes up with a KO against Bard Pilot. But oh, Fiery is still able to put it back. Kitsune Bloom not back far enough, and it will go find the net. Gotta say, seen numerous times today where that big finish is used on the goal line. Seen it backfire at least twice today. I don't think it connected with the core that time, but that is a scary thing to be doing, I think, if you are the Finny. I mean, we know Finny's a bit of a trickster here, but you can't want to be playing games at your own goal line that much, right?
Yeah. Actually, what happened in that last goal was Kitsune punching Fiery actually punched the core into their own net. So that was a little bit of an oopsie for sure, but you know, either way, finding a KO onto Fiery. However, they're answering it here, finding a KO onto Maloom. Kitsune looking awfully low, gonna need to flip, but does not want to burn it and dies for it. Barb Pilot around the world, back in time though, as they're trying to find it. Great save, great core flip, as you know, the barrier's gonna go down anyway. Great stop there, but unable to get it as their strike was on cooldown. Call an emote for sure off of that one, and Wook teleporting back in style finds that goal, and it's a 2-0 now for PP. I mean, what did I tell you? It feels like this time the Julie, a little bit more of a comfort pick for Fiery, is definitely making the difference as he's going to get 3 sparks now.
Oh my, 3 sparks, power, speed, and now stagger all increased. Spark of Focus is online for one of the other players that took Spark of Agility first, but you're not going to be able to match the triple spark at this point. Otherwise, to see that specialized training going over to Barb Pilot as well, picking up a little bit of extra damage, and with cooldown reduction on this Finny as well, maybe we will see more of this whole damage composition idea from OTP come online. Let's see what exactly happens, though, as Fiery's able to find the connection there off of the redirect from the goal barrier. Calling emote used once again, and quick goal here for PP. It's now like a what is that, 5 goals in a row for them?
I believe so, something like that. 4 or 5 at the very most, but you know, you said more damage, but I don't think it's gonna matter, especially with Fiery playing like that. And Wook also finding these critical banishes. I said it before about evading the banishes, but it's so incredibly weird, I mean, to do. I don't really think it's hard, it just feels a little odd. You know, from Beta not being able to do that, it definitely just feels like a weird thing. But Fiery, what's not a weird thing is these so consistent dash punches that I've been seeing since basically the beginning of time. You know, tried and true, able to find the goal here. It's 2nd in a row for Fiery, looking to put this away early and get to this 3rd match.
Gears are turning in my head, and I have to take a moment to fully process this, but it feels like the Luna goalie hasn't been able to actually find the clears, especially when it's Juliet is staring you right in the face again. We see it come through from Fiery to pick up that goal barrier, and just with less core control, with a higher emphasis on this damage. There's another KO here, Fiery likely putting this one away, and there it is, the Fiery Flurry. There's the victory that comes in for PP, setting us to a game 3. But with more damage, less core control, that Luna goalie feels like we thought it would be scarier for the higher damage, but doesn't have the same space denial tools maybe as the Vice.
Yeah. And I mean, really the Vice just a little bit better on that defense, a little bit more space now, like you said. And I think both of them are kind of weak to the Julie, though, as I've kind of been thinking overall. So definitely going to be expecting a Julie ban, not an Amy ban from here on out, as I'm not really sure what the game 1's first ban was. I cannot remember.
It had to,
but
I don't know. Julie, right?
I think it was. I don't know. Maybe Fiery was trying to practice that Zentaro. I don't think Zentaro is the best in this comp. Definitely needs a little bit more damage, you know, with the Zentaro to make full use of it. But 7 goals here for Fiery. Definitely on their, I mean, his most played striker for sure is that Juliet. But I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a change here, I believe, for OTP. I don't know if they're going to change their comp. I think the Julie definitely was the key factor in that game, as it is very, very hard to play Luna goalie into a Juliet because you really don't have a tool to stop the dash punch other than just not letting him get it there in the first place. So, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see as we're loading it for the next game shortly.
Once again, decisions to be made with new information gleaned back to the striker select, but hey, both these teams come in here to play, and prove their worth in the inaugural edition of Omega Strike by Amplify. Both these teams, once again, folks, if you're just joining us, they are sitting in losers finals. This will decide who is knocked out at third and who gets to challenge Oshino Coreflip in the grand slot, which will also be a best of 3 with no bracket reset. Now we head over to Oni Village for our third and final game of this series. Borg, how does Oni Village play into things here?
So I think that this is going to be definitely a little bit more favored towards PP, as I mean, I hate to say it, but I do believe they are the more experienced and the slightly better team. I'm going to definitely give them an edge in terms of that. We see a little bit of mixed feelings on the side of OTP on what they wanted to ban. One wanted the Julie, one wanted the Amy again. I don't really know why they're banning the Amy away from them. I think definitely strong on Oni Village, but I don't think they would play it even if it was up. I don't really know what the thought of that is there, as we're going to be seeing pretty much a completely new comp from OTP. Not surprised about that, as Oni Village notoriously hard to kill on. So going to be going with that Rasmus, which is a little bit better, instead of the X. Actually, the X I believe was banned away. So, and the Drakkar as well. So definitely, I think better of a comp for this map. I think both comps, you know, the weakness on this game overall is that Luna goalie. But I mean, Barb Pilot, actually it's Katsuna on the Luna forward and Barb Pilot with the Drakkar goalie. So I actually like this way better.
Castellast and Spark of Resilience are our starter awakenings here as Horse Speed cruising back on Oni Village. Here comes the Bomba once again. Clear it up to the top side here and keep it away from these members of PP for a moment, but this core is still finding the speed lanes and evading our players for now.
Yeah, one barrier to one, as a great save there from Barb Pilot. And I mean, kind of going to be chill here for the first little bit. It's only once, you know, levels start coming in and the later rounds where things will speed up, but kind of, I guess the big difference here is, will the Luna forward make a difference comparatively to the Rune? Excuse me, I'm a little bit stumbling on my words right now. But I think Luna forward, I mean, definitely, I think fairly strong in this map. I know some people have a lot of mixed opinions. I think it definitely is a good mix-up, as I think the Luna nuke able to secure a lot of these last goal barriers, especially against melee goalies. But with the Kai, I mean, going to be a little bit harder, as the last one does go down anyway, but so does the Luna. So Barb Pilot and Loom definitely just have to stall here. But Barb Pilot says, I don't need to stall. I'm just going to score with the shotgun combo, making it go a little bit faster. So Colin for sure. I mean, that was well played. Good angle.
Colin for sure.
Colin for sure on that one. I'm gonna call on that one.
It's like, okay, but let's put this into the perspective of, like, you're a casual person in an Omega Strikers and you have no idea what's going on.
They just won't get it. It's fine.
Like, there isn't even anything to describe what the feeling of Colin is, or like what it means.
I mean, K-Bot, you just sound like a hater right now. You just sound like
a hater. You're right. I'm a hater. You're right. That's
you just sound like a Colin hater, and that's not going to fly. If you saw actually last night when Colin started, you know, gaining a little bit of popularity, as Katsuna probably going to be gaining a lot of popularity here with the viewer base after that play. Very, very strong nuke there. Great player, actually known for their Luna forward, so they have been playing it a lot. But, well, you know, what I was saying in general is the Omega Strikers official Discord actually changed their profile picture to the Colin emote for a good, like, 20 minutes. So, you know, the wave is coming, and it's not stopping.
Well, the fact that it's still not the Colin probably means that the wave has stopped, or subsided at least temporarily. But nonetheless, I digress. Is 2 goals on the board for OTP means that this is set point here, and Katsuna again on the boost, able to find the goal barrier. Core is banished though, and a KO comes through. Power play opportunity, but it's Katsuna that'll fall away now. Nice death touch from Bloom, tries to hold it back, but no, won't get rewarded with a goal this time. Well done by Wook, keeping this one alive for now as well. But Bloom on the dribble will get interrupted by the anomaly. Up to Fiery, no dice this time. The boost was slightly wide from Katsuna, trying to cover the lower angle. There's the rocket as well coming out. Matty doesn't have strike to send it away, and now the anomaly trying to come in again from Wook. Get it forward to Fiery. get this Juliet the Rock, but it hasn't happened so far thanks to the core control switch up here, as now Katsuna once again looking for the goal. Maddie is still back and likely still has another set of the barrage up. Oh, nice core flip there. Bar Pilot, quick thinking, able to find the save there. Now Wook forward once again. It finds the shotgun of Bar Pilot. Katsuna tries to find the strike back, but it's once again met with an anomaly. Still looking for this one, but it goes just past everyone. That's the overtime core speed there as Maddie finds the goal.
Yeah, I believe Bar Pilot just not quite, either a little late with that shotgun or it just, was not quite off cooldown. I know they definitely did just use a couple of those shotgun charges earlier, so not quite sure which one. Either way, great core flip there in general. I was just dead already, basically, from that Luna burst. Luna, probably the highest burst damage in the entire game, and with a Finny as well, it might be a little crazy. There is no Finny in this game, though, as, things are kind of dialing back down a tiny bit. As KO on to Maddie there, actually, as Wook dying again. I mean, they still have a ton of damage in this team comp as Bar Pilot goes invisible. I don't know where he is. It scares me every single time, but he tried to get the goal there. Fiery getting the barrier instead, but still the power play for 7 seconds. Wook down. Katsuna and Bloom need to find this one, as he does.
A nice pendulum swing comes through for Bloom, and that'll be the set on over to OTP, who... reminder, took game one pretty convincingly with their high damage composition, and now showing that they've got another look to them as well as we head on over to our first carousel. Picks completely staggered back and forth, evens and odds.
Yeah, and as we get into this draft, we'll see Pancakes on to the Luna. I definitely think Pancakes, the stacks on stacks, very, very strong train. Just on this map on whatever character you really want. Luna definitely going to be making use of it very well in the midfield. Nothing else too crazy. The quick strikes on the direct, very important. Spark of focus onto Maddie there. That's 2 sparks, definitely going to matter. The reverberation onto Fiery, going to give a little more cooldown, and the bulk up onto Bloom. So, I mean, nothing too crazy. Also, Wook actually did get the Orb Dancer, which could mean something later as long as they are not dying, but they have been taking so much damage this game already, so I believe they will find a kill on him at least at some point in this game.
I will say for Fiery that reverberation alongside the spark of resilience, not enough to prevent the boost from downtown coming through for Katsuna. And now Anomaly gets sent away there with hitting the core once. 2 dodges come out, getting around the Bomba coming through from Katsuna. And now looking forward, but no, can't quite capitalize on it for now. Whoop, still trying to find Fiery, but so many projectiles, so many things to try to dodge it around. And Fiery still looking to try to go forward. Doesn't quite have the speed to keep up with the core at this stage of the game either. Whiplash out here. Now the banishment, though, is able to be found. Anomaly will take half of Bloom's stagger bar. They'll be looking for the KO again, but now it goes around the world off of the Anomaly. Woo, looking once again for Fiery, but can't find it. There's the pit. Pass back on over. Wins the strike war and takes a shot towards the net. Nice barrage, though, out of Maddie. Still, once again, looking for this here. Woo, trying to send this one in down. Core flip out. Nice pendulum swing to secure the goal barrier from Bloom. Maddie with the this is fine. Knows he might have had that one, but nonetheless, barrage keeps it away from Bloom for now. He's going so fast in the whiplash. No. Denied for now. Anomaly, once again, still can't quite find a way to get this up to Fiery. That's been the story so far. And now, advantage on the core. This Anomaly comes out. Katsuna still standing right there. And now Boost comes through. Now the Death Touch back to Bloom as well. Whiplash, again, taking shots towards the net. But Maddie's able to send them all away and still keep the energy burst alive for now. But finally, maybe back the other direction. No, Fiery isn't quite in position. And Katsuna's there. Core flip out of Maddie, sends it back the other way. Giga Blast, we are still in overtime. Set 2, this is 0-0, first goal in this set. Welcome to Oni Village, where the core just goes back and forth, but Katsuna finally finds the boost. It'll get it around Maddie's barrage.
Yeah, I believe my only commentary in that last maybe 3 minutes was, ooh, twice when Katsuna made a really good Luna dash play. So definitely very well played. Like I said earlier, very actually experienced Luna forward player. So you see the core flip there, dodging the banish. And thank you for that. And the banish, and also, helping out in the midfield. I think the story of last round, though, is really Bloom and Katsuna's presence on the map, and just the fact that Wook really couldn't get any part of that core, right? And Maddie just being forced to save so much and has to break at some point, right? As Fiery needs to get their hands, needs to get involved in this play, and that's kind of the, you know, the difficulty with Juliet on this map is that if you don't have a midfielder that can get it to you, you feel kind of out of it. I mean, as the lowest level in the game right now, level 4, not even close to leveling up now, as they're still, you know, about 70% of the way there. So going to be looking to try to get into this game a bit more, as Katsuna says, no chance. Another Luna dash getting into this bottom corner. Maddie, I mean, there's only so much you can do as the Kai goalie, as you're just getting onslaughted with how much pressure Bloom and Katsuna are bringing.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, I mean, Whoop, when you're playing this midfield role, right? How are you actually going to have an influence over the core, especially when you're working with the Luna that's dashing all around the map at the speed of sound, and the Rasmus that's got quite a bit of speed himself, and then also has that sight that he can swing around quite well. You have so very limited options, and the best you can do is put up an anomaly and hope it goes the direction that you want it to. But it's not those consistent passes to get this core in front of Fiery. Now Fiery Flurry tries to find it, but no. Can't seem to do it there. There's the banish onto one. Core flip used by Fiery here, but it's enough time for Katsuna to get back in time. Weakened shot there towards the net. Barb Pilot is still send it away, and now potential power play opportunity as Fiery gets taken off of the pitch. There's the anomaly. Whoop to themselves, looking for the top corner, and is able to find it there. Beautiful dribble with the anomaly.
Yeah, they needed that really bad. I mean, well played from Wook finding that actually strike or win with the anomaly from Barb Pilot's clear. He thought he was safe, but he was not, as Katsuna is able to get back in time to save that. But well played. I mean, it seems like Fiery's kind of getting their hands on it a little bit more. Wook leveling up a bit, realizing he needs to kind of get control of this core a bit better. But it still feels like a little bit of an advantage on the side of OTP overall. But, you know, could change at any point. As we see a banish, that's going to be a kill here coming in through. But not quite, actually. I believe the castle lasts just a little bit too long, and that first pillar didn't quite hit as well as Wook thought. So well played from Katsuna moving out of that. But, you know, well played from Loom there, finding the pendulum, so getting that last barrier. And this has been the story, right? This barrier is coming down early for Maddie, and Katsuna and Loom just kind of free-firing onto them over and over again until he crumbles.
Yeah, and now goal barrier is open here. Still looking for their opportunity as OTP, trying to set them ahead in 2 sets, but Wook able to find the goal barrier, now has the core flip as well. Cloak, though, used. Now Banish comes out in addition. Fiery looking for this. No, can't find it there. There's the boost from Katsuna, though, to knock Maddie back and secure the deal there. 2-0 in the favor of OTP.
Yeah, I mean, two sets it out. It seems like PP had a little bit better of a showing that, you know, in the last 2 points or so, but still not quite able to put away. Like I said, I believe the comp advantage and just the way that they're playing is a little bit better. I think the Rasmus definitely very, very strong as he gets rewarded with this big fish. This size so important, as we said a million times. However, another Giga Blast is going to be pretty important. You know, I say another one, but basically another one as extra special just lowers that cooldown so incredibly much, as we're going to see another spark here coming in to Barb Pilot as Timeless onto the rune. So very good. Super Surge, not going to do too much for Barb Pilot. Not really sure why he didn't take Glass Cannon there, but I guess wanted to take it away from the Julie, as Julie does get the Glass Cannon. Definitely not a bad training on this map, though, especially with how little Fiery has been getting hit or really pressured at all. So if he can get his hands on the core, maybe he can get to a little bit better of a spot. So we're going to have to see how this plays out as he gets the first goal barrier, and things are looking a little bit good here for PP at the start of this set here.
That increased speed, more places at once is what it feels like, and exactly what Fiery wants to do, wants to be. And now dashing forward, looking at the second goal barrier, won't find it there. Whoa, up there with the anomaly, but Barb Pilot able to send it into the speed lane and into the goal barrier on the other side of the pitch. Maddie dodge there, and now trying to find the core here is the side of OTP, looking for connections, looking for passing plays, but it's back over to Fiery, sends it back to the goal barrier, and the goal gates will open for a moment. Anomaly goes out here. Now Maddie over to Whoop. There's the core flip that comes out there as well. Now Banish used on the core. We'll find the anomaly here, but it gets sent right on over to Bloom. Again, OTP still struggling with this barrier. Maddie's been playing exceptionally well, especially with that prime time, and now Fiery able to dash forward. Actually, Maddie might not have gotten prime time. That might have been a different game. They're all running together at this point.
Yeah, that's okay. Sorry, I was muted. I was taking a quick sip of water, but PP looking a little bit stronger. Like I said, Fiery able to finally, get involved, get that dash punch in. Still a very scary player if he can get his hands on the core. And, that's kind of been the name of the game here from the side of OTP to not allow to happen, get Fiery away from the core as he now has his core flip, looking to use it here, possibly doesn't need it, actually uses it anyway, not quite sure. I believe he might have cast it out earlier, but still ended up using it anyway. Got the barrier regardless, mission completion as Katsuna and Bloom looking here, but the Giga Blast with that extra special as well. The decreased cooldown is going to have it in a second anyway, taking Katsuna off of the map, but Maddie out of position, playing a little bit too aggressively as Barb Pilot clears and gets that last barrier. Bloom looking for this core flip angle. Katsuna looking for the dash, not able to find it as Barb Pilot getting in there too with that core flip, but nothing seems to be getting past Maddie. Maddie does not want to lose this set here as he keeps saving over and over again. Wook dribbling it down to the bottom, has that core flip, using it to nothing, but does not get hit by that Luna nuke. Almost goes in. Maddie saving it again. Great banish there from Wook. Great rune pillar with that timeless. Going to be keeping it away for now. But man, I mean, one barrier to none. It looks like PP's kind of just on their last legs here. Just something's going to go in at this point. As we see here, Fiery has nothing now. Bloom playing a little bit of midfield. Katsuna almost finds it as Bloom gets it downwards. I mean, it's just Oni Village, right? Attack, attack, attack. One of these days they're going to get it, P1.
Yeah, this core finding all sorts of weird angles off of the corner there as well, as you saw it. Lose control. Now back down to Bloom here. Whiplash out. Boost. Nice core flip from Maddie, who's been playing this open goal gate so well so far. Anomaly out once again. The banish, though, comes through onto one. Fiery Flurry out, but it doesn't connect with the barrier. Another Anomaly, but it's defended again, and the boost comes through. Katsuna will find the net for OTP.
Dude, I love Luna Forward because I can just make so many noises whenever things happen because it's always so hype, right? Flies in with the core flip, gets the kill and the goal. I mean, how can you not like watching that, right? I really think Luna Forward is actually a lot better this patch, especially with Finny too. Imagine a Finny goalie with someone that's competent as well, how much damage is going to be coming through, how much pressure from the Luna is going to be coming through. I'm excited to see what this new patch has, in store for everybody. But, this game, no Finny, none of this nonsense here quite yet, but Luna Forward looking quite strong so far.
Rather strong, but now we'll be able to find the rest of the goal bearers here. They might on this power play opportunity as Wook is taken off of the pitch. Katsuna on the dribble, keeps it forward, boosting away as well, but Fiery's there to intercept for now. Pendulum Swing won't find the goal barrier there either, and now Wook on the respawn is able to immediately have an impact on the play. Maddie, nice strike up to the top side, sends it away from the barrier, well timed there. And now Anomaly, Fiery, able to find this as well. There's the core flip. Barb Pilot patiently baits out Fiery's core flip as well. Bloom, Pendulum Swing, back down the other way. The strike shot doesn't quite get it away from Fiery, who's finally able to kick it into the net here, and it's a set point for PP.
Yeah, I mean, great core flip there from Fiery. PP definitely don't want to go down early in, getting third place here in this losers finals. They definitely can do it, but they need, as we've said multiple times, they really need to get Fiery the core. Fiery is the key to their success. As, Maddie can only hold it down for so long, but Katsuna has something to say about it as just a Luna combo, finding that kill onto Fiery. And really just going to give a pressure here. They should get this last barrier. There's so much pressure going in. Yep, Katsuna with the core flip will do it. Fiery finally back online, but can they save it in time? The Vanish and Rune actually Pillar able to do it for it, but Bloom with the Whiplash able to recast. Maddie had that core flip, but did not react in time. Well played from Bloom, and it's just an onslaught from OTP.
And now it's match point for OTP, who would love to just set this one away and not have to worry about what might come. Double goal barriers, though, lost and taken away. Wook will look for the pass on up to Fiery. The shotgun is just a bit too early, and Fiery will still collect the core. PP with a set on the board.
Yeah, I mean, get a set finally, right? It's kind of similar to last match. They're able to find one set, but will it really save them here? We'll have to wait until the draft. As, wow, okay, definitely some things that could save them if they get them. We'll have to see. Specialized training on the Kai is one of them going to be taken away here. I expect the build different being taken away by one of them. Twin drive onto Luna, one of her, best trainings in the game. I'm expecting the direct to take the build different. Doesn't. Wait, Fiery doesn't either. What? Leaving it up for the Rasmus.
So Fiery has bulk up and Spark of Resilience as well.
It doesn't matter.
So
it doesn't matter.
It's going to be flying. There's a lot of speed there.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, I guess we'll see. I don't know. He doesn't even see. I mean, he's pretty fast, I guess, right? With the glass cannon, we'll have to see when
Look
he gets
at how
hit.
fast he is. Dear goodness.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see if that's. He needs to come back with that speed in order to help. Maybe, you know, it is the right call. I guess the speed is pretty good. I don't know. Built different. It just seems a little bit scary because not only are you know, not getting one of your best trainings, you're also giving it to Rasmus, who has double size now, which is mainly the reason why I don't really think it's the best idea. The speed's great, but why not just get size, get involved a bit more as we loom? I mean, we'll see a couple of these crazy pendulum swings this set for sure in general, but even with the speed, it just feels like Julie's struggling to get involved. That it doesn't matter because the specialized training from Maddie, one of the best Giga Blasters in the game, able to do it as Fiery, gets that kill anyway, doesn't need the size, and Katsuna saving it. Wait a minute, no, there's nothing you can do. I mean, there's just too many abilities going through. Gets it in at one point. Wook able to find the top corner.
Finds it there. By the way, fantastic strike from Barb Pilot to send it away right before getting KO'd as well over to the top side, making that potential saves come in from Katsuna that much easier. And by the way, the anomalies look a little bigger as well, as Rune was able to pick up. I believe it was had to have been Money Miller's time was greater either way. Or I'm just crazy at this point, and I've watched 5 hours of Omega Strikers, and I can't tell what size is proper for the Rude Awakeners. No, okay, has Timeless Critter and Money Miller's. Okay, I'm not completely crazy. That's huge for me.
Yeah, huge indeed. I kind of just wanted you to try to figure that out. I could have said something. I chose not to, but, you know, that's just kind of, you know, the way the cookie crumbles here as we're getting into... I mean, sometimes, you know, like I said, I might have, you know, not 100% been ready to cast this. However, you know, we're making it do, you know, we're kind of making do as I'm stumbling on my words once again, as the Rune Pillar once again finds the goal. Wook finding a lot of these, I mean, finding the last goal and this one as well. The Rune Pillar definitely very, very strong once you get both trainings on it. So we're going to be seeing kind of that main thing here, but it feels like OTP kind of wavering a little bit more. I mean, they were Onslaught, and it feels like they're trying to just keep the pressure on, but they're just not really finding a lot of, like, missing a couple strikes, missing a couple abilities, getting knocked off at the edge by Fiery here and there and by these Gigas. But they got to wake up here a little bit. They have a set to do it, but don't want to be getting into another draft, I believe.
It's the speed. Fiery is now Sonic. It's the speed. I'm literally just saying that to mess with you now.
It's okay, I deserve it.
But double core flips online here for PP. Wook will use one. Bloom sends it back the other way, and Matty uses the other. That actually was the best caster curse moment I've ever seen in my life. Predicting when the core flips are all going to get exchanged. Now, though, still looking for this one. Wook on the anomaly, Fiery in the speed lane. Can't find the core this time. Pass up. No. Denied for now. Once again, looking for this. No. Strike War 1. Sent away here by Bloom, but it finds the barrier nonetheless. And now Wook looking for the dribble off the anomaly. Now actually uses the blink back to the other side to collect the core. Won't quite find it now off of the corner. Fiery, a little less in the speed. Now starting to pick it back up as he gets left untouched for a little while longer, and the glass cannon speed starts to come online. Now Pendulum Swing will connect and interrupts Fiery from taking a shot there. He's still looking for the set win here, sending us to a set 5 in this game 3, but now sent away as Bloom's Pendulum Swing will connect with the double size trainings there. Finds its mark. Still looking for this other goal barrier, though. Looking for the pass on over to Katsuna. No, can't find it there as Fiery finds yet another flurry to take Katsuna away. Anomaly able to get it up here to the speed lane, but it goes right around Fiery. Now collecting at the bottom corner. There's the dash to come through, and it's a set 5 in our game 3.
He doesn't even need the speed there, as he's just, you know, Fiery's just there, right? Waiting for that core, that great clear from Maddie. And I mean, a lot of, you know, these are the kind of trainings we have to work here left. A lot of good ones. We'll have to see. Let's go see Primetime on the Kai. Definitely going to happen here, as I'm expecting a Deadeye onto Luna, one of her best trainings, if not her best training in general. But go Spark. Okay, I'm going to need to see a tab after this. You know, denies the Spark from Fiery, I'm assuming here. You know, doesn't want more speed. Definitely a good move there. Hot shot onto Drakkar. Very, very good choice. Very strong training on the Drek. I'm expecting the rune here. Takes the orb replicator, actually, and Deadeye onto Maloom. Okay, so interesting draft here. Nothing too much is going to change. I think it's going to be a little bit harder, you know, as much as it's already been difficult for Katsuna and Maloom to be scoring. And Katsuna actually has 3 sparks. I forgot that Katsuna had the spark of strength in that 3rd set. So, I mean, look how fast Katsuna is, too. So definitely going to be a part of a lot more plays here. Very strong. And I definitely don't disagree with that decision now, denying Fiery a little bit more speed, which, as you know, making a deal of already here. Sonic not quite going to become Supersonic as Maloom finds that KO, but it doesn't matter because Fiery is there with the dash.
Puts the goal away, and again, it's a battle for speed here. Fiery or Katsuna trying to find those goal barriers. See what happens is now fake outs here early on in the speed lane. Barbara will land here. Wook on down. Fiery won't collect the core this time, though. And now back on up to the top side of the map, banishing the core. The boost comes in from Katsuna, and it slowly is drifting towards that barrier, but it's still sent away just in time. Death Touch back down to Maloom, trying to keep up the pressure, but no, can't find it there. And Barb Pilot doesn't send it away from the goal barrier. Fiery now has an opportunity, but once again, it's sent away. All of the cooldowns expended by Fiery there. Doesn't have anything to put it back once again, and now goal barrier is exchanged, equalized, back the other way. Bloom still looking for this one. Pulls Fiery Black, adds a little bit more. A little less speed, I should say. Now Boost comes through, doesn't quite get the timing on it there, and now Fiery's in position to try to disrupt things here as well. Bloom still looking for this one, but the banish comes through onto Wook. Fiery looking for the angle on the bottom side of the pitch. No, still cleared away. Pendulum swing looking to connect. Double core flips used, but Maddie's still there to save it as well. Able to keep it away and actually finds the timing on the core flip, but gets connected with the boost from downtown once more. And Katsuna puts it away.
I mean, they got it anyway, right? They ended up getting it. They should have had that point regardless, had the 2 core flips, ended up overlapping them a little bit, kind of messing with a little bit of anti-synergy. Maybe, you know, comms a little bit too quiet there. Maybe no comms, you never know. But it feels like Maloom is overall finally using this size, though, on the Rasmus, actually getting, I guess, that second barrier from it, and able to get that, too, with the Death Touch back to him. But great banish here, gonna be getting not knocked off the map, you know, just a little bit of damage through, a lot of damage through as Fire also hits them there with that dash punch. But Maloom looking to get involved here. Katsuna as well with the spark, with the speed, with maybe the dash. Maloom bringing it, trying to dribble. Barb Pilot basically all alone doing whatever they want. Fire has that core flip though, so they need to watch it. They need to keep this forward on the PP's side. As I say that, Fiery gets the core right in front. Katsuna unable to save it, getting the last gold barrier bound. Great core flip from Fiery. Great pillar there from Wook, saving it there as Fiery with the Fiery Flurry, you know, his namesake Fiery, the Fiery Flurry, able to get it, able to tick kind of that last, I guess, frame of the core flip from Barb Pilot. Well played.
Match point now for PP. Once again, a trip to Grands and a face-off against Oshino. Core flip is on the line for one of our 2 teams here. It'll be either 1 goal in for PP or 2 goals in for OTP. Whichever comes first. Bloom, pendulum swing, connects in the increased size. Now core flip used, but it's still saved by Maddie there. Pulled back now is Wook, who gets sent off of the pitch. Pendulum swing forward once again. Bloom, his core flip as well. Starting to go down there. Doesn't connect with the core. But now the boost comes through, and the strike will hit it as well. We're on set 5, game 3, goal 5.
Oni Village, baby. Oni Village. As Katsuna saying, I don't even need Deadeye to get these kills or these goals, finding it, you know, and Fiery finding that first barrier to kick us off here on this set 5.5. Katsuna looking, gets gigged, not going to be anything too crazy though, as they do have the Spark of Resil from start. As, you know, this bit of a ping pong here. Barb Pilot able to get on the better end of it as Katsuna and Maloom are looking for this possession now. Katsuna dash, not quite able to find it. Maddie has that core flip as well for insurance as the banish coming through, but Maloom protecting Katsuna as Katsuna gets knocked into that pillar, but still, you know, unable to die, has so much stagger from these sparks, so definitely playing, you know, a little bit of, I mean, a little bit of a big deal here as Maddie doesn't have that core flip anymore as Katsuna finds, oh my goodness, finds the last barrier and in the right position to win the strike war and get it in the top corner. Holy, they're going to grand finals.
find a way to do it is OTP. Finally, it comes through there as they find the last goal barrier and the connection off of the pendulum swing on up to Katsuna with that Luna forward once again. Tooth and nail both ways in that final game 3. Just what a match.
Yeah, I mean, Goat Suma, 9 goals on the Luna forward, 53k damage going through there. So definitely my MVP for that game. Bart Pilot playing incredibly well there too overall. You know, keeping it away from Fiery for as long as possible. And then can't forget about Maloon with the 6 KOs as well, 3 goals, 2 assists, and 275 redirects. So the most redirects in the game. Actually second most, right behind Maddie, who has 1 more at 276. I think Maddie, I mean, I would hate to be Maddie that game, right? Because Maddie just, look at this, 135 saves and 276 redirects. Felt like he had to do so much in that game as the Kai to actually keep it safe, since it is Wook just solo midfielding, trying to keep it away from basically what it seemed like a double, if not triple midfield. You know, it's got Maloom kind of running back with the Souls, you know, Katsuna with the twin drive dashes going wherever they want, and you can't forget about Drakkar Shotgun just going the entire length of their field to redirect it overall. So, I mean, well played from both sides. It was definitely a lot closer of a game. Pretty good series overall. You know, it had kind of like a stomp on both games for either side, and then an incredibly close Oni Village Set 5 Game 5 El Clasico to put us into grand finals against Oshino Corflip.
And so PP will get the run back versus Oshino Corflip, who took them out 2-0 in the winners final. It is Oshino Corflip, though, that'll start with a game advantage. And folks, we are going to bring you that grand finals game on the other side of this break. But this is the point where I will take my leave, because I have been casting on and off for about 5 hours now. And all the games are running together, and I don't think I can stand another 4 games of Mega Strikers. So I will put it on in the background and watch as I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you all for having me, and we will see you all on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere. Grants is up next.
See you later.
Hello everyone, and we're back with the grand finals of Omega Strike number 001. Why are there 3 digits? It's like, it's 1. And they just put 2 zeros in. Whatever, Borg.
Because there's going to be 100 of them.
Yeah, well, how's the sushi, Borg? What did you get?
I haven't taken a bite. I didn't get it. It's leftover sushi from someone else from yesterday. Well, it's not leftover. Okay, it's sushi from a restaurant from yesterday. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not bad. It's not gas station sushi. I think it's just spicy tuna with sesame, and I put a little extra soy sauce on top. So let me take a bite right now. It's not bad.
All right.
It's like a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute now. Sorry.
All right. Well, I'm left to ponder what a 6 out of 10 means because people have many different rating scales. Like, I think the most common
It means it's okay.
Yeah, okay, but like most people consider a 7 out of 10 to be average subconsciously, and that's kind of weird, you know?
No, that's 5 or 6.
Yeah, it should be 5, you know, but like
with like, okay, how my scale works is like a 0 is like Taco Bell and a 10 is like Nobu, right?
Oh, I almost forgot. You had a bit of a Taco Bell controversy earlier.
I hate Taco Bell. If you like Taco Bell, you're a dirty, disgusting freak. Go to a real Mexican restaurant. It's cheaper and it's better.
Yeah, but what if people don't have... Actually, no. Never mind.
There's a Mexican restaurant everywhere.
It looks like we will be waiting a little longer because in the time that it took Borg to get sushi, one of the teams still hasn't recovered their final member.
That's crazy. Wait, who is it? Let me DM them.
No clue. It's someone on Oshino Core Flip. Oh, never mind. They're good. They're good.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. So you've been obviously watching the tournament the whole day. What is it? I mean, has Oshino Core Flip just been leveling up, or do you think it's only a matter of time before they have a performance like this? Like, how really have they been playing? Like, have they been playing really, really good, or has it been pretty close matches? I have no clue.
I think they've been looking very, very clean. They had a match versus OTP earlier, and they dispatched OTP without too much trouble. And now that they're sitting here in Grands on winner's side, I feel like, in theory, they should have a pretty easy time of it here too. But OTP has, after that win, it was incredibly close last point, right, Borg? But I think they could carry that momentum over.
Yeah, they looked really strong. I mean, Katsuna with the Luna forward just was absolutely destroying. And with the Finny, too. I'm excited to see another one of those comps. As we get a Julie ban, possibly? And a Finny ban. Okay, finally. That character is so broken.
Yeah, Oshino Core Flip does not want to be respawning for half the game. And they are aware of the composition that OTP plays. Now, Katsuna with the Luna forward. I like this. I think Katsuna is the better Luna player among the duo of Katsuna and Barb Pilot. And Barb Pilot with the Vice goalie providing a lot of damage, but no, instead opts for Drakkar on this map.
Yeah, regardless on who's better or not, I think they're both pretty good, but I think Luna is a better forward overall right now than goalie. This is not beta anymore. As we see actually on the other side, Merchant onto the Vice. Definitely very, very good Luna player themselves with that Vice secondary, very strong as well. Kashigoma with the Pummelers, Rasmus, and Mirameg on the Asher because the Julie was banned away.
Yeah, and I gotta say, more on that Luna forward, and Luna forward instantly sending a character into the pond, and now Merchant and Kashikoma are left to defend, but the barrier already going down, and Bloom pushing up with Katsuna. The goal is scarily open, and that Vice goalie so vulnerable without any of that speed.
Yeah, they're not even letting me take a bite of my sushi. I got a bite in my mouth right now as I'm color casting here, but I mean, Katsuna, very, very well played, able to find one of those early kills and able to find that goal too. As you know, we see the Razzus is not level 2 yet, so not the kill threat coming in. I think this game is about to get incredibly freaky as the Razzus hit level 2 and the Lunatics start really coming out. But we'll have to see as we get, you know, Merchant great saves here coming in, but unable to hold the barrier overall. As everyone's starting to hit level 2 now, Kashikoma and Mirameg going to be the last two to do it. Great pass to Merchant, unable to find it. Katsuna, great core flip, finding it into the top angle. Look, Kaz just hit, unable to get it, not quite at the angle. And wow, I mean, he really hitting himself for that one. Holy.
Yeah, it was so close, but Katsuna will have many more chances to work, but Barb Pilot has been so good in just doing the strike shotgun, the Drakkar thing, but Mirror Meg just dribbling around Barb. Barb has flip if it's too much of an emergency, but with Mloom off the table, we'll have to really work for this one. Katsuna and Barb trying, splitting up top and bottom, but Mirror Meg getting ready for a primary. No, the flip is finally burning Katsuna, looking for the goal, but it goes directly to Merchant. And now Merchant and Kashikoma passing it up to Mirror Meg. Katsuna stunned for a little bit, but Mirror Meg is taken off the board by Mloom, who is taken out by Kashikoma. And now Katsuna just trying not to die here, looking for any sort of boost play, but no, just ends up smacking headfirst into Merchant. That damage is already gone, and Kashikoma 1v1 against Barb Pilot. Barb with the shotgun manages to do it, but Katsuna cannot defend against the pendulum swing of Kashikoma.
Yeah, I mean, great play from Kashikoma. It's, like I said before, chaos, right? I mean, we just saw so many KOs, the middle being oh so crazy. And what was the starting awakenings on this game again? I forgot.
It was Big Fish and Stacks.
Big Fishes. I was wondering why they looked a little bit bigger. Okay, that makes sense. I'm pretty sure they're all Big Fish except maybe Merchant and Barb Pilot who are Stacks. Great kill there onto the Luna forward as almost a amazing save there from Barb Pilot, hitting it on the side. Merchant looking to dribble, self-dribble down to Mirror Meg, over to Kashikoma possibly, who's looking for the angle, but now everyone is back up. It's going to be a lot harder as there are 3 people in the defender's side looking to possibly get the barrier, but Kashikoma with another kill at the 4 KO streak already in the 3rd point of the first set, and Mirror Meg just taps it in. I mean, this is a bit of a Rasmus diff so far.
Yeah, and it's a little bit rough, right? You kind of expect OTP to be that damage-heavy team, but the great equalizer, the Rasmus hook into the center pond, and that damage advantage just turns into, oh, one misstep, and you lose the striker advantage. So right now, I think I just really want to see that happen, but no, Mloom taken out by Mirror Meg, and you wouldn't really expect the Asher to do that, but when you're that close to the edge, Barb Pilot being pulled away, Kashikoma coming in with Mirror Meg, and that barrier is but a formality as Merchant passes it back up into an open goal.
Yeah, I mean, well played from Mirror Meg there. Probably one of the, I mean, really kind of this game to me is pretty much battle of the release players plus Mloom, right? Like, it's all the newer players that really haven't gotten too much of a chance to shine and show, I guess, what they're capable of with all these beta teams and all these kind of older teams and older players just being so hard to overcome. But in a tournament like this, where you have a lot more chances to kind of show off yourself, not a lot of established teams in the tournament, just showing off what you can do, right? And as we kind of get into the draft, the specialized training going over to Kashikoma, right? I mean, kind of rewarded for just their play in general. Going to be finding a lot more of those KOs. Aerials on the Drakkar, very important. Castless on the Vice, going to be setting up them possibly some more kills. Quick strikes onto Mirror Meg. Spark of Strength on a Katsuna, going to be sparking it up. And then finally Mloom with the Catalyst, which is also very strong in general, but, you know, it's hard to get energy on this map when you're just dead. As, I mean, Mloom answers it, able to finally get the kill and win that hook war.
Yeah, and importantly, Katsuna also dodging away from the sweet spot of the Asher primary of Mirror Meg, and now Mirror Meg just needs to win a ton of strike wars and wins every single one necessary to defend, but now Barb in a strike war situation makes it out, but the continued offense from Oshino Corflip continues as Katsuna is taken out as well. Mloom alone on the offense, and Mirror Meg just using that bigger hitbox to bully Barb Pilot.
I'm chewing. Give me a second.
All right. Well, there's a Colin sighting.
Colin!
I know you love those. And, well, we're going to see a lot more, I guess, survival from OTP because they have the damage. They can chip Oshino Corflip down. They can create situations where Katsuna can fly in. But the issue is they get taken out before they can do that.
Yeah. And, I mean, Kashikoma finding a specialized training kill there. Definitely very strong as they get the power play, get the barrier. It's going to be so hard for Barb Pilot to hold against, but he's doing it, but not quite enough. Like I said before, just so much pressure from the Asher and from the Rasmus, especially with Big Fish on, you know, the side. It just makes melee so incredibly oppressive. There's not really much that Barb Pilot can do there. I mean, won enough strike wars to just stall for as long as he could, but could not win them all as Kashikoma just barrels down towards them as Mirror Meg kind of gets her. Kashikoma another kill, Specialized kind of making the difference here. And, I mean, this is really just going to come down to the Rasmus mirror, right? Can Mloom equalize it, get a little bit more of these kills, or can Kashikoma, I mean, as we're seeing here, I mean, Kashikoma just finding the kill and then the power play leading up to it. It's happened 3 times in a row. Call-in being spammed from Barb Pilot here. That's definitely a call-in moment for sure. I don't know. I mean, it feels kind of like an uphill battle here. Oshino Corflip just showing OTP that, I mean, they're just the better team.
Yeah, and as we look here, though, Rasmus a bit earlier on and probably going be denied the extra special here. We'll have the build different though. Definitely something, but picks the Monumentalist instead. What are your thoughts on that, Borg? Unless you're munching, in which case Alex continue.
He trolled.
Okay,
he
well.
didn't pick build different.
Yeah.
He didn't pick build different.
It was kind of just there. It was kind of available, and it was available because that extra special was also there and was basically a forced deny. So definitely a very creative choice that may not be the greatest, especially as Merchant would really like that exercise, the extra impact, especially on a character like Vice, as Kashikoma once again gets the hook on Katsuna, and Katsuna and Kashikoma's names are kind of blending in my mind now. One is longer than the other, but right now only one of them is alive. Kashikoma and Mirmeg combining for the barrier, and now Mirmeg just holding the entire bottom side. OTP just cannot get the core out of there.
Yeah, I mean, Kashikoma finds the bottom corner, Barb Pilot not there in time. The rapid fire, you know, doesn't give you it's not prime time, you know, doesn't give you more, but gives you an increased cooldown. But with how much Barb Pilot is having to save, you know, how much pressure is coming Barb Pilot's way, the rapid fire just is not enough, as Kashikoma and Mirmeg are just kind of slaughtering right now, especially Kashikoma finding these. However, Katsuna finding that barrier, looking for a 1v1 play here. Merchant, great Vice ult to actually clear that one there. Mirmeg and Kashikoma now up forward. Merchant teleporting forward, probably going to go back any second now from that eject button. Great flip there from Loom to get it past Katsuna, looking for the play, gets the kill instead. Now it's a power play on the other side. Kashikoma and Mirmeg defend. The Ash roll just missing. I mean, looking a little bit stale here as Maloom finally does find that thing a little bit slower play. Congrats to Loom there. Congrats. I'm just fucking eating right now. I'm sorry. But Maloom just slowing it down, able to get that pendulum swing past Kashikoma. Nothing really he could do there. But one thing I kind of want to bring up here before I eat my next bite of sushi that you might be able to kind of elaborate on is this Monumentalist for, what's it called? For Rasmus, right? It's definitely very strong, but it's not specialized, you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely not specialized. It's not going to be having the same impact. And is the build different? Like, the build different has to be just way better, right? As this is going to go in here from Katsuna.
Yeah, really well played from Katsuna. Knew that it was going in regardless, so Merchant had to be the first striker anyway. And yeah, like, and also the Monumentalist only triggers when the hook is fully formed, so when you're getting those like snap KOs on someone who's out of position, it is even farther away from that specialized training. As now Mirmeg is just, the presence of Mirmeg is absolutely crazy, just walking up and you feel like there's nowhere to clear, as that nuke gives them another opportunity. But now Mirmeg is staggered. Can they get the KO? It does not look like it so far, and Merchant hops in, Mirmeg rotating back to stay alive and just continuing the offense, not getting KO'd by the rocket either. And Mirmeg's not being taken out, and that's such a big problem for OTP as they lose a member and they don't even get the barrier.
Yeah, Kashikoma with the specialized strikes again, right? I mean, I don't know how many kills is that, like 7 or 8 at this point. It's just so many as he tries to find the top corner. Great save from Barb Pilot, great save from Katsuna, just keeping it out. But Merchant able to play so aggressive on this Vice, you know, with just how much damage and how much pressure they're able to give. Kashikoma finding that flip off of the map. Mirmeg not able to get it in at Garfield. Oh, finally used it though. Just heard what I said, but it doesn't even need the core flip. It's just too much pressure, right? I mean, and the Asher with the size training as well, just can do whatever they want.
Yeah, and Mirmeg, just such a big presence. Kashikoma getting the KOs, and Merchant always there, defending so well, not letting the barrier go down for free, and just letting Ocean Core Flip run this offense. But as I look at the score, this is the opportunity for OTP. They need a point here, but right now, those KOs tell a different story. That nuke is not going to get any damage. Just slow the push down by half a second. And with 6 entire seconds left on the respawn, Barb will not be able to save that core flip. And Oshino core flip go up 2-0 in this best of 5.
Yeah, and I mean, I really think, you know, I don't think the team comp difference was really that big of a deal, but that's specialized on the Rasmus. And just how Kashikoma was playing in general, really just slaughtering pretty much all of OTP. And it seems to me like it's a bit of like an experience diff, right? We feel like, you know, we've seen Oshino Core Flip in the past couple of weeks as a team really getting pretty good together and actually, you know, starting to scrim some better teams, play against these better teams, taking, I believe, what was it? The, which tournament did they get really far in and knock out? Was that the,
They went decently far in Pro League. Had some good runs in prime times as well.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of like a Primetime Tuesday or something. Either way, I feel like they've been performing fairly well, especially for a lot of newer players and a newer team. But maybe they're next up. We'll have to see, you know, possibly if they can finish it off here and then take that momentum into another tournament. But one team that definitely couldn't take the momentum from that last series was, OTP. Maybe they got a little tired. You know what I mean? Like, definitely they look a little bit sloppier, look like they're getting outplayed a little bit from the members on Oshino Core Flip, who may be fresh, got to wait a little bit, maybe got a little sushi, maybe a little leftover sushi like I'm eating right now. Maybe got a little more refreshed, got their water, whereas OTP kind of had to get straight back in the game.
Yeah, and speaking of straight back into game, that's what we're looking to do. Well, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the map was also pretty unfavorable, right? It boils down to the Rasmus mirror, which they opted into, didn't ban it, and that ended up being their undoing as they just got completely outplayed by, as you would say, Kashigoma.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's crazy. Like, that guy, he's been playing incredibly good, great aiming, great midfield play, but they're just played so well in general on the brawler. On that map, Rasmus is whatever you want it to be, right? Goalie, midfield, brawler. He's just the fisherman, right? You can kind of just do whatever you want, finding more kills there. I can't quite remember the KO stats. I believe I had way more in general. We'll have to see here. Yeah, 9-2 on the Rasmuses. So Kashikoma definitely kind of the key in the formula to success there. And with just how much pressure that they're able to provide with those KOs and with that pressure from the Rasmus hooks and that specialized training, it felt like Merchant could kind of just play a lot more free than Barb Pilot. Barb Pilot felt very crowded in their own net.
Yeah, and also, talking about scoring. Usually when I see Kashikoma, I don't think of like that crazy passing midfielder. I think of a midfielder who has the incredibly flashy scoring plays, and I think that's what OTP are a bit afraid of, right? Because both teams kind of pick fragile goalies. Usually, like, both goalies are those Luna mains that kind of transitioned over to Vice that aren't really known for those wall types of characters. So, I
always thought they're the same person.
Yeah, I would not blame you, but Oshino Core Flip just need one more game, and if Kashikoma gets his signature Aimi on a map like Night Market, I feel like they will have a big advantage here.
Yeah, hovering the Finny ban. And another great news, I finished my sushi. I'm good now. So a little bit more attention going to be on the game from me and not my delicious tuna, as the Amy banned away from Kashikoma as well. Definitely fair. However, that leaves Mirameg with the signature Julie pick on Julie's signature map, right? So we're going to have to see, Mirameg definitely a very, very scary player, especially in solo queue on that Julie. Kind of, new age bells, as we're calling it here. But Merchant on the Vice goalie again. Going to be seeing the Drakkar most likely, and the Luna again. I'm expecting this to be a Luna forward.
Yeah, and I realized I didn't tab on over when the bans were up, so, well, as usual, Oshino Core Flip wise enough to ban Finny, and OTP banning the Aimi away from Kashikoma. And yeah, so this is looking like a Luna goalie, and I'm a little afraid for Barb Pilot here because there's a lot of stuffing. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing is they do have a lot of damage with the X as well, and I'm expecting the X to be taking those Van Braces to not die to that Drakkar and that Vice. It'll all just depend on whether Mirameg can actually find a lot of these conversions, a lot of these barriers with the Julie dash punches. But I don't know, I think it can go either way. Obviously, I give advantage to Oshino Core Flip. They've been playing tremendously, and I think their comp is a little bit better with the Drakkar Julie. But I don't know, we'll have to see. I think if there's any map that X can play, it could be possibly this one.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if Katsuna can make that magic happen, but right now, it just feels like the core is on the right side of the field more often than not. Bloom trying his best to get it to the other side, but seems to just be spending so many cooldowns just to get it past. But right now, Katsuna in position with the X Maximus, and when the core bounces like that, there is a chance evades the Supernova, but Mirameg getting the barrier on the other side. Now Bloom looking for a bit of a push here, but Mirameg gets possession, stolen away by Bloom. Bloom with the snipe, no, blocked by Merchant, and now Kashikoma looking staggered, trying to stay alive as the core is stolen away from Mirameg by Barb Pilot. And now Katsuna, it is turn-based offense right now, as both teams are getting a turn at a time.
We'll have to see which team's turn, I guess, can actually end up in the KO, literally or figuratively with the goal. Mirameg looking scary here, but Barb Pilot, great clears, has that core flip for insurance as well. Kashikoma looking awfully low as Barb Pilot tries to find something, finds the core flip, and Kashikoma finding the angle there to actually save it, and Barb Pilot stayed a little bit too long, did not have the eject back, and Mirrormeg just in the right time. I mean, really, really well played there. Merchant finding that core flip, stalling a little bit as Barb Pilot tries to find the bottom angle, but Kashikoma, great clear down to Mirrormeg.
Yep, and I don't know, in these scenarios, you would think that the Estelle would be better at sniping the core, but Bloom has been playing super duper defensively here, trying to help Barb Pilot out, and is usually not in range for stuff like the Estelle snipe. But right here, Merchant first round Vice Syndrome as Katsuna just sends it to the opposite side.
Yeah, Katsuna kind of just popped off there, getting both barriers, finding the off angles. Merchant not really having any abilities for that. No energy as well, since the last round is so hectic. Kind of a free round, honestly, to the side of OTP, as we're evened up now in the first set 1-1, as Maloom might go down here, not quite. Katsuna finding that bull rush actually there, but evened up the barriers. Mirrormeg finding it here, but Kashikoma needs to be careful, as, okay, there we go, Maloom a little bit low, Barb Pilot defending, Katsuna just absolutely destroying Merchant right now. I mean, has to take it back. It's only going to be a matter of time before he gets Oki'd. Gets the last barrier, has to evade that Luna nuke, and Kashikoma and Merchant looking so weak. Mirrormeg needs to get the core here and find a way to score, as Katsuna almost scoring on the bottom corner there. Kashikoma and Maloom just kind of strike warring in the middle. Maloom gonna meet there first, but Mirrormeg might be able to get here. Kashikoma hitting it forward a little bit as Mirrormeg actually finds the dash punch to kill, I believe, the Estelle there, and Barb Pilot, the eject button was on the top of the goal, not the bottom. So Maloom getting KO'd there from Mirrormeg, allowing Kashikoma's redirect to just kind of float in.
Yeah, and that was so unfortunate. Barb went for the offensive play, but the redirect by Kashikoma was in time, and now they're down in this set despite how well Katsuna has been playing. But Katsuna once again doing so much damage, putting both Merchant and Kashikoma out of position, and once that core makes its way over to the X, you know that it is just going in the open net.
Feels like every round that Oshino core flip wins is like just an absolute like slobber knocker, right? Just these long rounds, these long drawn out overtime rounds, and then Katsuna in these like rounds that they won just kind of smurfs in 1v9s and gets everything, right? So I don't really know how this is gonna affect here as Barb Pilot losing both barriers early. I'm expecting Kashikoma to score here. Mirrormeg actually with the punch on the off of the core flip of Kashikoma, finally securing it, getting a fast goal, you know, just completely caster cursing me, which for, you know, a little bit of the opposite here as we get into the draft here. Okay, lots of good here. We got the prime time, we got the big fish, quick strikes, possibly a fire up maybe onto one of the goalies, but I'm not seeing a lot of core flips here in general, even though we did just see the ending one for it. So we'll have to see how this plays out. I'm expecting a big, whoa.
Ooh.
Okay. So I actually like that. So quick strikes onto the X, doesn't want the big fish, gives it to the Estelle, who, I mean, basically just takes it away from the Juliet here. But Juliet taking the tempo swing, so going to be very, very strong here, but not really taking too much pressure this game in general is Mirrormeg. So not really sure how effective that will be. Maybe the damage will be very nice. Maybe they can get some stagger to get a little more damage. We'll have to see.
But watch out! Did you see that? Did you see Katsuna get stunned for 3 million years? Because Merchant has cast the last Chrono Boost, and that could be the difference maker, especially when the X is on top of you. But with that cooldown burned, Katsuna is free to just hit, create space, and get that goal.
Yeah, I mean, very, very well played. However, Katsuna just... like I said before, Katsuna, whenever Katsuna has control of the core, it feels like there's nothing that Oshino core flip can do. This X just smurfing it up right now, showing that the character might still be a little bit viable. I mean, we'll have to see on the new patch just begun. But wow, I mean, as Barb Pilot just gets completely taken out, I believe, by Mirrormeg there. Blim has to play defense, loses one barrier, about to lose the other possibly, but not if Katsuna has anything to say about it. Hitting it away, getting involved here. 1 second left. Barb Pilot back up with the boost, saving it. Maloom keeping it forward on to Katsuna, looking to not die here, looking for a little bit of damage onto Merchant, excuse me. The ult, but however is slowed actually by Merchant, so unable to find anything. Has the core flip looking here, gets the last barrier as Maloom looking here, has all the abilities up, needs to find it. Unable to, as Merchant looking really low, looking for an offensive play here instead, blinking back, evading that Estelle piercing shot, and now it's an even game, 0 barriers to 0 as Mirrormeg finds the dash punch, finds the strike or win off of Barb Pilot into the bottom corner. Very well played for Mirrormeg there.
And that's a little rough. Barb Pilot with a bit of a panic strike at the end, it seemed, and yeah, like as you said, with that one exception, it just feels like if the round just goes on long enough, it is just Oceano core flip finding these edges, finding the possession, and eventually overwhelming Barb Pilot. So it's really up to how fast they can get the Katsuna, but this round seems like it's already over as both barriers have already gone down. Merchant has plenty of cooldowns to defend Katsuna off with the help of Kashikoma, and Mirameg and Kashikoma are just slowly advancing, but maybe not. No, the stun duration is ridiculous.
Yeah, the stun duration there, just Katsuna had the ult of the X Maximus as Maloom finds that Rose Warp, actually killing Mirameg, which is huge because Mirameg had that core flip as the stun comes in there, but unable to get it through back to Merchant, as Katsuna beating up Merchant like it's nobody's business. Gonna be respawning here, Mirameg is, and might have to play goalie in a second if Katsuna can find this kill. Looking for the goal instead, I'm gonna find it, but finds the kill with that bell ringer, looking for the goal here, able to find it possibly. Mirameg with that last second save with a piercing shot, followed by Mirameg. I mean, Julie goalie saving it here. Barb Pilot finally core flips it in 2-1 on the side of OTP. And I mean, really well played there from Katsuna, just keeping the pressure on that Vice. If there's any weakness from the Vice character, it's that once they use their cooldowns, I mean, they don't, like, they got pretty long cooldowns overall, with the exception of the primary. So definitely very, very, vulnerable to the pressure from X.
Yeah, and Katsuna aiming a little bit, maybe trying to get a little bit of double barrier, but the one taken out is Kashikoma, and I didn't even notice how that happened because it just happened so fast. I thought they were so healthy until they weren't, but remember Katsuna, no meter, gets hit with the Supernova and is such low health, taken out by Mirameg with the follow-up, but the barrier goes down in the process. Can Bloom make a snipe? Can Barb Pilot make something happen before Mirameg and Kashikoma overwhelm them with the passing plays? Merchant in there too, get the barrier, and now that Katsuna has respawned, the game is completely evened up.
Evened up, you know, health bars looking pretty similar, energy bars looking pretty similar as well. As, I mean, great save there, great redirects from Kashikoma. Katsuna, though, just, that was a little weird. So actually, I think Merchant had a little bit of a misplay there. It sent out that stun a while ago and then accidentally took it as they were trying to core flip. So a little bit of a misplay there, had the core flip, meant to core flip Katsuna in the flip there, but a little bit of a mistake. However, it will be going to the side of OTP. It's 1-1 in sets now, as they might get bailed out by these Awakenings. Doesn't seem like it quite yet. Not really sure what the Estelle's going to be taking. Ends up taking the heavy impact away from Mirameg. Do not give the Julie that extra power. Twin Drive being taken away from Barb Pilot.
Wait,
Happy Star onto the Vice instead of Barb Pilot. A little bit of a misplay there, as Catalyst going to be huge, actually going on to X, and then Stacks going on to Drakari. They all got some pretty good stuff, but a little bit of a weird misplay from Barb not to take away extra special.
Yeah, and now Merchant will have like a much greater ability to deal with Katsuna as well, right? With that Supernova. And now Katsuna, well, trying to damage Mirameg instead, trying to get some help from Barb Pilot, but Mirameg's fighting back. Oh no, well, had the meter to...
Catalyst!
Yep. Oh wow, the Catalyst generation was just crazy there.
Yeah. I mean, the Catalyst looking huge there, and with the Van Braces as well, basically just completely out-trading the Julie now. And if Julie can't get the last-second dash punch or one of those KOs like that we just saw there onto Katsuna, it's going to be so hard to kill the X. However, they do it, losing the barrier in the process, a little bit of, you know, pain moments. However, Mirameg and Bloom and Barb Pilot actually defending very well, letting Katsuna respawn as Mirameg trying to get this barrier, but unable to kind of find it. Almost finds the kill onto Maloom, breaking him instead. You know, Merchant with the ult, unable to find anything with it. Katsuna trying to pressure, gets the core flip out of Merchant there actually, and Maloom looking awfully low. Barb Pilot 1v2 just solo defending, but can't get all of them as Kashikoma finally gets the barrier. Maloom finally getting back there as the Luna Nuke comes in, and Katsuna with the strike core when Merchant just feeling so pressured there as he's getting Oki'd out of his mind right now.
Yeah, and Kashikoma and Mirameg's offense has been so good, but they're really not going back to help Merchant out usually. And that is usually their downfall. The core makes its way to Katsuna, good clear by either Maloom or Barbed, and that is how those points end. But if they can damage Katsuna early, they might not have to worry about that at all, but Katsuna is just healing up. Took so much damage here, but can steal the orb and just heal all the way back to half and heal all the way back to full by punching Merchant.
Yeah, I mean, look at Katsuna just absolutely beating the heck out of Merchant, getting that generation from the Catalyst. And that's why Catalyst on Brawlers is just so incredibly impressive, right? As Mirameg, impressive and oppressive of their own volition, right? Finding that KO and Kashikoma flipping, finding that last barrier. Katsuna trying to stall as long as possible with 0 energy on the side of OTP. Now as Barb Pilot taking a world tour all the way around, unable to save it. Colin for sure on that one as Mirrormeg puts it in 1-1 on this 3rd set.
Yeah, and as much as we're like, oh wow, Katsuna's taking over the game's completely even right now score-wise. So, and now with Merchant going in, Mirrormeg looking to get the push, get the barrier. I just really think Oshino Core Flip just have more of a handle on the game right now. But as I say that, Merchant is being murdered as Bloom and Barb Pilots just wait for Katsuna to get the core, trying to procure Katsuna the rock as they take out Merchant, who warped to the top side.
Yeah, I'm going to be a little bit scared if Katsuna is going to get their hands on, let's say, a build different or something of the nature like that. Because, I mean, you see how much pressure Katsuna and Maloom are putting out. Mainly Katsuna just with smacking on Merchant, as we see Merchant not too happy there, smacking Katsuna with the guitar. I mean, it's very frustrating to play against, right? An X just sitting on you and just putting so much pressure. And it's so good on Night Market because the map just doesn't feel as big, right? So once it gets to you, it just feels like you have so many chances to get these giant barriers on each side. However, they do. I mean, Mirrormeg, I believe, finds that kill very quickly and also finds that barrier. Misses the core flip, however, not going to matter too much as Barb Pilot returns a barrier on each side. Very well played from both teams. 1 barrier on each side. Katsuna getting damaged here, however, has that Van Brace. Is going to be healing up here as they will get the core flip in general. Uses it, misses it a little bit. Kashikoma getting cracked for their troubles as Barb Pilot, great saves. I mean, well played from Barb Pilot really this whole game as Merchant just cracking under the pressure right now, losing their last barrier.
Yeah, and you saw well play from Barb Pilot, and as you said that Barb with a rocket was the one who got that barrier. Merchant didn't have a strike up in time, and the follow-ups from Barb Pilot have been crucial right now, especially that rocket. Imagine if that hit. But
almost.
The core just makes its way over and over to Katsuna. Katsuna, even while being hit stunned, is just such a massive presence, just going on top of Merchant, forcing the strike war, getting the 1-2 with the X Maximus, and that is a set for OTP.
Yeah, very, very clean set from OTP there. I'm actually very impressed with how they played that. Definitely decided, you know, let Katsuna have pressure, kind of just play it a little bit slower. Don't die. Don't stand near the edge too crazy. As, you know, sadly, the X going to be the last pick here as Built Different is up. So, I mean, a little bit hard choice here for the Estelle. Going to be taking away Specialized Training instead of the Built Different. Definitely, I think, a mistake because you're giving Julie something absolutely crazy, whereas Specialized is just... You know, I mean, you have the extra Specialized with Merchant, but Merchant's getting so incredibly pressured right now that it won't matter as much. Hot shot onto the Luna. Missile prop on the Drek, which is going to be huge. And actually Spark of Strength, which is definitely going to help Katsuna a little bit. No sparks yet. However, you know, there were a couple in there, so I don't expect Katsuna to be getting any more after this. So I'm not really sure if there are any left. I think it's Spark of Cooldown is the only one that's left. However, Mirrormeg, I mean, look at the build different right now. It's just so incredibly broken on Julie.
Yeah, and another small thing that might change the game is Barb opting for Hotshot instead of Missile Prop and Kashikoma getting the Missile Prop because that... Oh, whoa. As I say that, Barb, what a pass to Katsuna. Merchant not ready at all. And that goal just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, in a vacuum, not the greatest giving Missile Prop to, you know, the Drakkar. However, I believe Barb Pilot has been hitting the core a lot, has been getting a lot of mileage off of, you know, their abilities on the core. So maybe figured, let's just get a little bit more cooldown with that hot shot, try to surprise Merchant a little bit with the extra speed, and maybe we'll find some goals, because I think they want to end it here.
Yeah, but the problem with them wanting to end it here is that they are... Oshino Core Flip has become so efficient at taking Katsuna out. And their offense has been efficient all game, so if they can consistently take Katsuna out, consistently run their offense, that could be the big difference maker here, as Merchant just defending against Katsuna. The X from long range not nearly as scary, as Kashikoma the one under threat here, but Katsuna no cooldowns for the moment. We'll have to wait on them as Mirrormeg finds the pass from Merchant, finds the goal and the KO.
Yeah, built different. I mean, it would have found the goal, I think, regardless, but finds the KO as well. Just gross, just absolutely destroying. I mean, Mirrormeg on this Julie, definitely probably their best pick in general, and with the best training on Julie, going to be a force to be reckoned with as Merchant, finding a very, very strong ultimate there. Mirrormeg finding the second barrier with that dash punch, or excuse me, with the core flip, and already going to be going down. Katsuna trying to answer with another barrier of their own. Can't get the second one quite yet. Merchant does have that flip. Doesn't even need it. Playing on the edge there. Finally uses it. Definitely very well played there. Great save. Kashikoma looking a little bit low, but shouldn't matter too much as they almost have the core flip. Lots of energy to work with if need be. Oh, wow. Just getting that orb, healing a million. Finding that core flip. Almost top corner. Great save from Bloom. Almost Barb Pilot. Thought they needed to dash up, but really they needed to be down as Kashikoma finds the redirect into that bottom pocket.
Yeah, and the series of events in that goal were so scary for both sides because it looked like they missed, but at the end, Kashikoma got the follow-up. But now Merchant passing it up to himself, and Mirameg and Kashikoma looking to KO Katsuna, but Katsuna turns the tables and gets the KO on Mirameg, looking for the barriers now with the help of Bloom, and Kashikoma is also just permanently low here. Hit by the rocket, hit by the X dash, and now Katsuna and Bloom have all the time in the world, all the space in the world with a hurt Kashikoma.
Yeah, I mean, the difference maker being Barb Pilot there in that mirror mesh at that 1v1 Julie versus X as another kill going over to Kashikoma and Katsuna putting it away in the top. They want to end this game. They want a chance at this best of 5, and they want to destroy my voice by taking it all the way. But we'll have to see. I mean, Oshino Corflip still, like you said earlier, looking strong. If they can avoid getting out-pressured by OTP, they can get a lot of these more surefire goals, right? They have the Jakar, they have the Julie, but they lose both barriers immediately as Barb Pilot finding that core flip, almost getting the shot. Bloom whipping that core flip a little bit as well. Actually, I think that was just the straight-up evade in general, but Katsuna has the core flip, getting stunned for forever. Mirameg finding the kill. Kashikoma finding the second kill. This could be the next set. This could be going to a set 5 as Mirameg finds the dash punch, the dash strike actually through Barb Pilot. Very well played from Oshino Corflip, taking us to a rubber match set here.
And it was looking so scary for them. They lost to both their barriers, but Mirameg, so efficient on the offense, got both barriers, found the opening, and now is rewarded with the first pick here.
Yeah, getting the first pick, and I mean, could have kind of the pick of the litter here. Egoist going to be a good one. Bulk Up also going to be a decent choice here. A little bit more power as well. Deadeye might be going over. He does not want Luna to have it. The Estelle taking it away in general. I think X Egoist definitely a very, very good choice as going to be getting a lot more evades, possibly getting more speed from the flips. Glass Cannon onto Luna is going to be a little bit scary as Orb Replicator actually onto Merchant. Has the Dancer. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. And the Spark of cooldown onto Kashikoma, not too much else for them to grab, but definitely going to help a little bit better shotguns with the rapid fire as well. But I mean, Mirameg is just so oppressive on this Julie right now, getting both barriers immediately.
Yeah, it's really, I guess, a duel between brawlers here. Katsuna versus Mirameg. Who can be more efficient in those scenarios? And Katsuna looking for a strike, but not big enough. But if the core just finds its way back to Merchant for the clear. But, oh, finds the primary as well, and Merchant saves the game, it feels like.
That was an insane save from Merchant, finding that primary, just receiving it from the bottom and clearing it away. But Katsuna, just the ever-looming presence on the field right now with that core flip, with that Egoist speed now going into the next round, that extra speed coming in with the full core flip, and doesn't even need to use it there to get that goal. Only so much Merchant can do. I mean, that Vice definitely... It's definitely more of a risky goalie, like you said. It's definitely offensive. It's, as people have kind of said, like the new age Luna, right? Better Luna goalie. As Barb Pilot has been playing pretty well overall, though, so, you know, maybe has something to say about that in general. As Mirameg and Kashikoma looking a little scary here, but Barb Pilot and Bloom able to clear it as Katsuna tries to get another, looking for so much damage on the Merchant. Core flipping him into the net. No goalie on the side of Oshino core flip, and going to be getting the second barrier. Can Kashikoma save this core? Doesn't need to. First of all, Mirameg getting it across the net, but oh my goodness, Barb Pilot finding that KO onto Kashikoma in the back of their own net, and that's another goal for the side of OTP. They're trying to end it here.
Yeah, and the meter from Katsuna is ridiculous. Always has something to use for evade, always has it to confirm the KO after fully staggering someone. Like, I don't know, but as I say that, the KO comes in for the side of Oshino core flip. They get both barriers, and if Merchant can get this pass up, if Mirameg can find the core, this could be the goal right here. Kashikoma trying to get it past Katsuna, Mirameg running down for it, but Bloom is the one who primaries it out of there, and now OTP have a chance in this point, and Oshino core flip can feel it slipping away from them as Mirameg trying to dribble, interrupted by Bloom, interrupted by Barb Pilot, and Katsuna on Merchant yet again. Mirameg unable to score there, but Kashikoma the one who finally sends it in.
Yeah, Kashikoma just using that Drek secondary to run back up, cover the top side there just in time. The different Geno colors there. You have the Matcha versus the Pumpkin, but the Matcha wins that time as we get 1-2. Oshino Corflip definitely looking strong this set. They just need to be able to stabilize in the first little bit here, as they definitely are, as Katsuna almost gets KO'd there immediately. Great evade to make sure they don't, but Kashikoma running back, shotgun into the back of their own net. This could be Oshino Corflip's chance of actually getting this last barrier and possibly tying it up 2-2 here. We saw it last set. Can they do it? It's been looking a little bit scary here. Bar Pilot looking a little bit low, though Julie doing a lot of damage, but great core flip there from Maloom and piercing shot to follow up. Oh wow, actually amazing play there from Mirabeg, but unable to find the angle with the strike to actually get that last barrier. And Katsuna finally getting another kill. This is looking a little bit grim now. 1v1, can they get it? But great ult from Merchant to save it. Katsuna finding the top angle though from the hot shot speed off of Bar Pilot. Great shot and great game there from OTP. They bring it back.
Yeah, it was looking a little bit shaky at the end. It looked like Oshino Coreflip had it, but they just respawn. They punish Oshino Coreflip being overly safe at the top side, and with the Katsuna respawn with the KOs, they secure their first game in this set.
Yeah, I mean, first game there. If they want to bring this back, OTP got to win 2 more. So definitely, I mean, like I said earlier, they don't want me to have a voice anymore if they want to continue this game. Best of 5's definitely very, very difficult here, but hype all the same, as we're going to be seeing a lot more gameplay overall. I didn't even get a chance to look at the stats there. You mind pulling that back up here? Just real quick, just so I can see them, and I'll relay them here. Yeah, the damage. I mean, Mirmeg had 40k. However, on the side of OTP, they had 40k on the X, 32k onto the Luna, and Bloom had 33k respectively. 11 goals on Katsuna as well, by the way. Only 103 redirects, fully Xing it up, but Mirmeg actually with less at 92. So both brawlers doing their job, standing on top of the enemy goalies, but one of them won, and that was Katsuna, who just showing us that X has a chance in this meta.
Yeah, and especially with the way they play around it, the full supporting cast really just enabling the X. And I think all the puzzle pieces came together, but we saw what happened on Aimi Zap on a map that forces them to make a hard choice, ban the Rasmus or ban the Kashikoma Aimi. I think we will see a different picture. We'll have to definitely see what happens in this next map, which is, of course, random.
Yeah, I will have to see when it gets here. A minute into Kyo, players kind of gathering their bearings here. As, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming, I think OTP have a little bit of a, I guess, advantage on these smaller, on these more aggressive maps, right? Like say Atlas Lab, Night Market, they looked fairly strong on. I'm assuming they looked pretty strong on Amy's app as well. So I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see coming in here. I think Oshino Coreflip has been looking incredibly strong too. I mean, that first game, that was the Amy's app, right? Where it was just a complete Rasmus diff. I'm like, all the games are mixing in my head right now, but
oh yeah, that was game
it
one.
was the Amy Zap one, right? Yeah, okay, because it was the Asher result. Yeah, so maybe not the Amy Zap because that Rasmus diff. However, we're getting into game now. You know, no more loading bugs. I don't even want to bring it up anymore because it scares me every single time just to even think about.
Yeah,
but hopefully all the players are good. Yeah,
we might even be in the age of actually queuing together to spectate instead of Discord streaming.
I would love that. I would love that.
If we can confirm.
Then I could
it's Aimi Zap. Wait, this is so bad for OTP.
I'm expecting a Rasmus ban. I think they have to, right?
Yeah.
They put Mirmeg onto the Julie. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Just, you know, they dealt with it last game. We'll deal with it this game. Take away the Rasmus. It's going to be a Finny ban on the other side, kind of as usual, I'm expecting here. Yep, it's looking like it with the hovers. If they don't ban Rasmus, I think they're egoed out of their mind. Yeah, okay, they did. Learn from your lesson. I mean, Bloom is a good Rasmus. However, Kashikoma just playing so much better. It's got to be in the heads, right? However, that does leave Aimi open for Kashikoma, right? So a little bit, excuse me, a little bit scary as Kashikoma gets their main character pretty much. And OTP looking to, you know, hopefully take this back on the Amy's app. But after the way the first game went, you got to be scared on them as a member of OTP here loading in.
Yeah, and we are seeing some signature picks, right? Mirmeg, Merch, and Kashikoma. And yeah, it just feels like everyone is on their main or like their main secondary main or something like that. But this is definitely a true test of who can perform better given everything, pretty much.
Yeah, this is basically a mirror match of last game, except it is the Amy instead of the Drakar for Kashikoma, which I think is better as we get a Spark of Agility and Egoist start. So both midfielders going to be taking Egoist, which is the Estelle and the Amy, and everyone else taking Spark of Agility. So you're looking here as Katsuna already gets the first barrier and already gets the first goal. I mean, X just such a big character, right? Able to find a lot of these crazy angles because of the size on the character, getting the barrier, excuse me, and getting the top corner goal. Already hitting level 2 before anyone else.
And are we watching a rerun? Because it feels like in every single game, Katsuna has gotten an early goal against the Merchant in an empty net, you know? So
yeah.
And now Katsuna is back at it, trying to KO Merchant, trying to keep Merchant pressured, now switching targets to Kashikoma, but Kashikoma stays alive, looking for the barrier now, but Mirrormeg unable to hit the punch, but wins the strike war, and now the goal gate is open. Bloom passing up to Katsuna. Barb Pilot taking a trip around the world, unable to connect with anything, but Mirrormeg lurking. Mirrormeg waiting for something as the Firewall Sentry comes down. Mirrormeg misses the dash punch, but has an opportunity in front of the goal and will secure it.
You know, one of the weaknesses of the way that Katsuna is playing, the way this X is playing with pressuring Merchant, is that, you know, a strength of Vice is that she doesn't really need to be there to provide pressure with that secondary, right? Can just send that secondary out regardless of what's going on, can be getting beat up all they want, it doesn't really matter. And it allows for Kashikoma and Mirrormeg to run their offense, right? Run their 2-on-2 against Barb Pilot and Bloom. And like I said, like right there, boom, they get the barrier. Last point, they got the goal as Katsuna going to be getting the core flip, going to be getting the barrier from it too. Even on barriers here, Barb Pilot unable to find anything with their flip as Bloom trying to play midfield here. But however, Kashikoma, Firewall Sentry, going to be trying to find it here, but unable to get anything. Great clears from Barb Pilot overall, really, this entire series. As Katsuna finally coming back to actually help out and get this core forward. Barb Pilot almost shooting, gets a kill on Katsuna actually. Does Merchant, I think, who's the one who secured that kill. As they're going to be playing defense again. Merchant with the flip, might be finding it here. Top corner, yeah, I mean, well played for Merchant. Really, the strength of the Vice when they have those abilities up is to just survive for so long, because then you don't even have to be there, right? You can just secondary, get over to the offensive side, which Kashikoma and Mirrormeg are setting up, and just find so much value and then pop back and basically be at full health with no X abilities up anymore.
Yeah, and Barb Power just stuck into such a bad situation yet again. So much damage from Merchant. The barrier from Merchant traded up, but I think he'll take that trade any day as Kashikoma just needs to stay alive with this flip. Needs to get a pass. Stays alive, but cannot use it offensively. And now Barb Power just trying to get it to Bloom, but Mirrormeg is lurking. Kashikoma is lurking, finds the pass angle as Barb Power watches Kashikoma get taken down, and Katsuna gets the KO and the goal with the spin.
Yeah, I mean, the one kind of caveat to what I was saying earlier is that if Barb Pilot and Bloom can play defense effectively and get it to Katsuna over and over again, Merchant will just slowly lose out on that trade. That's kind of X's strength, right? Just like that sustained damage battle, just slowly killing you while also slowly pressuring you and getting all of your stuff. As Bloom finds a great piercing shot there to get the barrier. Great Crystal Thorns to keep it forward. Katsuna, no energy, you know, not really any cooldowns here. So a little bit playing a little bit slow here. Dribble off the top, get into that bottom corner. Very, very well played. Classic X play, classic dribble. Left the X alone for a little bit too long. Not sure he needed to ult, but looked for it anyway. Looked a little bit stylish regardless as they win that first set.
Yeah, and the big thing that is OTP is just turning this into a game of possession. If OTP can wrestle possession, if OTP is given possession over, they have the big advantage. But if Oshino Corfa can maintain possession on OTP's side, Oshino Corfa will eventually just overwhelm Barb and Bloom. But as we can see in the draft, some interesting picks. What do you have to say about these?
I do like the primetime denial from the X. However, I do think that it might have been a move to get the Spark, because now you're basically forcing... I mean, Spark makes his way all the way down to Mirrormeg, who Julie with Sparks is very, very scary, right? Whereas the X, possibly if they got that Spark Resilience, basically wouldn't have died at all, right? And if they ever get the Spark of Strength, it's basically GG there. But Primetime's still going to be a very, very strong training in general. Doesn't want Merchant to have those two primaries. It just gets knocked into the middle of the map, like I said earlier. It doesn't have that much stagger, really. As I believe Glass Cannon on Barb Pilot is another one to kind of look at here. Definitely a very, very strong training for every range goalie, every damage goalie in general. As Bloom piercing, or Rose Warp's back, excuse me, to save that core, get a little bit pressure off of Barb Pilot. But Mirrormeg looking for the dribble here. Barb Pilot, great save, call out there onto the dribble as Katsuna actually getting that last barrier. And man, it's so hard to say Kashikoma and then also say Katsuna at the same time when they're in the same game, but I'm trying to figure it out here.
Katsuna looking for a dribble, the bounce not favorable, goes on over to Mirameg, and now Kashikoma, Katsuna in an open net, forces the flip out from Merchant. Now Katsuna once again, no flip on Merchant, this time Mirameg coming to assist, but Katsuna, the pressure is unrelenting as Bar Pilot misses the core. Not like this.
Yeah, a little bit of an oopsie here. I mean, not really too much to say about that. Mirameg getting the goal credit onto that. But Katsuna, you know, the bright side, does have the core flip. Bar Pilot getting there as well. Merchant just used it, so not gonna be nothing there. Katsuna wasting it just barely, but might get the barrier as Bar Pilot comes in. Not quite. Great firewall sentry as Katsuna almost dies there from that turret as well from the Amy. Looking a little bit low, needs to play defensive here. Let Mloom and Bar Pilot handle it as the Mirameg, excuse me, looking for that dash punch, finds the KO. Unable to find the barrier though as Bar Pilot uses that flip. Mloom finding that barrier, actually great Rose Warp and a great Luna Nuke to keep it forward, and they have 2 seconds left. A great save there from Bar Pilot, just absolutely holding it down this game.
Yeah, and didn't panic on the return as well, just let it drift down because there's no way Mirameg was reaching that, and now Mirameg low on health, but the barrier is gotten by Oshino core flip. Mirameg in front of the goal, unable to do anything, but Katsuna without meter, stunned. Mirameg trying to stay alive here, but punch, no, still has meter to evade, and Kashikoma trying to pass it up to Mirameg, trying to make those cooldowns useful, but possession once again in the hands of OTP, and Katsuna trying Bloom with the blink, and that is the goal for OTP.
Yeah, great heads-up play there from Loom. The great Rose Warp to actually win the strike war for him against Kashikoma, who was not quite there in time to reach it. And Merchant can't be in 2 places at once as much as you might think Vice can, as, you know, doing it right now. But a great elusive there from Katsuma. Kashikoma has the core flip, but doesn't use it and loses the barrier for it, as Merchant was not quite ready for that. As Maloom, with the quick strikes, I believe Maloom actually picked up earlier, able to win the strike war twice. Actually, I think that was like 3 times, and just destroys 1v2 with only strikes. Don't even need abilities.
Yep, and now it's looking very, very good for OTP in continuing the series. We talked about this Aimi Zap as a bit of a doomsday scenario, but maybe the Kashikoma Aimi wasn't that big of a problem compared to the Rasmus, and maybe they're realizing this and kicking themselves over the first game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think they're thinking about the first game now, because they're just trying to keep in it, I believe. Because while they are winning, you know, fairly convincingly, I believe, you know, it's definitely still close. They definitely can't stop for a second, as Katsuna is just not stopping for a second either. I mean, just that bull rush, that self-dribble into the strike. Amazing X-play from Katsuna, just forcing it down Mirameg, Kashikoma, and Merchant's throat pretty much all game. MVP player for me so far. However, Bar Pilot playing incredibly well too, and Maloom with the MVP performance had a lot of good goals and good opportunities there that set as well. So probably going to be picking up the aerials maybe, or takes Fire Up instead. Definitely an interesting choice. I guess as Maloom has not really been pressured as much. Specialized training on Luna going to be a little bit scary. Big Fish on to Julie now, which is definitely going to be scary. As Mirameg, we saw last game, got the size training and started tearing it up, but unable to win. So maybe we'll see a repeat of last game as Aerials X. I actually love that. I love that play because, I mean, what else are you going to get? Orb Ponder? Like, he's not even getting orbs. Just take aerials and watch this. Boom. Just goes so incredibly far. That didn't really do anything that time. It's just really funny to say boom when that happens. But Bar Pilot able to save it there, and unable to save the barrier as Katsuna runs a little bit too far back almost. Needs to pressure forward, but Mirameg just running back and Okiing Oki himself as Maloom tries to keep it ahead. Katsuna able to win that strike war and finally get that barrier. It's barrier 0 barriers to 0 right now as Bar Pilot playing very, very well in the net. Kashikoma down to Mirameg. Mirameg dash, strike, punch into the net. Great play there from Mirameg, and Kashikoma great pass upward.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit scared. Mirameg getting the big fish. I feel like there could have been some other denial there, but
there could have been.
Yeah, like Mirameg is going to be such a massive presence. We saw that as well, but it is so much harder to defend a big Juliet than normally sized one. But right now, Mloom and Katsuna are just running over Kashikoma. Bar Pilot joining the fun as well as, wow, Katsuna unable to hit the dash, but still the pressure, all of it was defended by the side of Oshino core flip. And now Katsuna is trying to dribble, but no, Kashikoma and Mirameg once again on the offense. Glitch Pop sends it back, but Merchant is there to cover, and the flip up to the top side. Flip absorbed by Barb Pilot, uses his own, but Mirameg has flip as well, saves it against the nuke. Katsuna just trying to get the barrier against Merchant, but Merchant continuing to make the saves, misses the strike, but it's fine because Katsuna misses one as well, and Mirameg gets the KO with the flip. That felt like it was a little far away, but somehow it worked out, and now Kashikoma looking to score because Mirameg has just taken out Barb Pilot.
I mean, Mirameg gets the size, and it's not the Mirameg show, right? I mean, Julie with size, especially on a map like this, where only one barrier, and against the Luna in net, I mean, it's just going to be so very impressive. And, I mean, still a lot of time left. They have a lot of drafts to keep it going with if they do win this set. I mean, great save from Merchant and Kashikoma there. Firewall Sentry able to get that barrier. Barb Pilot whiffing a couple strikes as the Luna Nuke self-goals. And I mean, 3-0 sleep call-in moment for sure there on to Barb Pilot. I love that emote so much. As we get a set win finally here for Oshino core flip. And as we load into the draft here, will he get it? No build different yet, but definitely some interesting picks here. Probably will take the stacks if I had to guess.
Yeah, and stacks on stacks. One size and a lot of speed is just huge. Takes a reverberation instead. Interesting.
Yeah, wait, it's probably going to be a Castle Last here or a Hot Shot. Castle has to take it away from the X. The X probably going to be taking the Hot Shot or the stacks here, either or, as the Amy. Probably Timeless here. It'll be a bit weird if not, and then the stacks onto the Luna. Very standard here. Definitely things to look for is actually the Reverberation is actually going to mean a lot more than you'd think onto Mirameg because of that spark and because of the big fish, right? So you're going to see a lot of cooldown. It's 19 extra cooldown, whatever that means. Still, you know, no one still has yet to figure out what that actually means. So either way, going to be dash punching a little bit more often as Kashikoma able to relieve a little bit of pressure there from Merchant. And Katsuna, I'm not really sure the Hot Shot's going to make too much of a difference. It might, you know, they're not really using their abilities on the court too much, but when they do, it definitely will help. As Katsuna looking for a goal here, Maloom looking for a bit of a, just something, really anything, relieve some pressure away from your goalie, as Barb Pilot is just taking so much pressure as Katsuna cannot quite find that dribble downwards. The specialized training on Luna almost kills Kashikoma, but it doesn't matter because Mirameg dash punches it straight in. There's literally nothing a Luna can do against a Julie at that range. It's just
yeah, well, Borg's mic has done something, but yeah, it's not beta anymore. You can't just be a Luna goalie, sit there, wait for the hit stun to end, and just strike it out and just have it work out of nowhere for some reason. As Mirameg gets the KO, and it is looking very, very good for the offense of Oshino core flip as Mirameg just strike towards the rocket, knows that Barb Pilot is going to try to hit it out of the turret, and that is another set that is heavily in the favor of Oshino core flip. But now, this round start will be interesting as Katsuna and Barb Pilot have a lot of meter. Actually, no, looking at the other side, Oshino core flip also has a ton of meter as OTP trying to get in a position to use it. Bloom trying to get a pass out, but taking so much chip damage, but finally they get the barrier, and now Katsuna can post up. Barb Pilot can use the flip, and Merchant does not have a strike for that one. Right, but it's still a bit of a road to climb. Still very, very good for Oshino core flip, and we talked about Kashikoma and Katsuna being confusing. I think the most confusing duo of names is actually Oshino core flip and OTP, because they both start with the O, and my mouse just cannot, like, it is a bit of a tongue twister when trying to say both.
Back.
Hi, back.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened there. My computer messed up a little bit. I don't think anything crazy yet happened, though. Both barriers down already. Hopefully I'll relieve your voice. Not really sure what happened there. Kashikoma gets the quick strike in, and that's another set. I mean, they're looking to end this now. I think the draft just kind of turned this around slightly.
Yeah, getting the size, incredible for Mirameg scoring chances. You saw a lot of deflections earlier, and now can pick either the Spark or Build Different. We'll go for the Spark here. And if that Build Different falls down, that is so good for Merchant as well. So picking the Spark is just a win-win because the Luna now has to pick Extra Special, but doesn't really want to pick Extra Special because the Build Different is there, but it is just stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, I actually love taking Spark of Strength. I believe it's actually way more value than Built Different at this point, since you already do have at least one size training, and getting a second Spark gives you more power as well. Or not more power, excuse me. Or it gives you more power with the Spark, right? Because you have the Spark of Resilience already and the Spark of Agility, getting 3 Sparks. But the Big Fish and the Reverberation just getting so much more value now with the Spark of Resilience just stacking a little bit more. So the Spark build fully underway as now we see a KO really early in Mirmeg. I mean, look at Mirmeg. That's insane save, by the way, from Merchant. Well, very well played. Another insane save actually there from Barb Pilot.
And Mirmeg, yeah, look at those ticks on the health bar because Mirmeg is looking quite immortal. Didn't really need to evade that either, but still uses the meter. Why not? As Kashikoma gets a KO on Katsuna, and that Thunderstruck doesn't stun the core, letting Mirmeg continue offense without fail, but misses the barrier. Unfortunate, but they'll have more chances because Katsuna is still off the map. Finally coming back just around now, but Mirmeg left alone, missed the dash punch, but is in a perfect position to get the barrier. And now Barb Pilot being outrun by Mirmeg, it feels like, and that is the goal.
Yeah, I mean, one of the few times where taking build different actually isn't the right play. Spark of Strength just absolutely just... It's so good. I mean, Spark build, it's so incredibly good. It's definitely very underutilized in general. Katsuna with dash, almost finding it through the Luna nuke there. So that was actually very, very close. Well played for Merchant to stay cool with all of that happening in their face as Mirmig finds that last barrier, or the only barrier really, as Moon Core Flip's forced to stall. Katsuna just trying to pressure Merchant as much as they can. However, Mirmig trying to find that goal, unable to find it. Barb Pilot just keeping calm under pressure. Katsuna able to find that barrier at 0-0 now as Katsuna and Bloom looking a little bit low as Kashikoma almost finds the double kill, gets one anyway, and this should be a goal here any second. Mirmeg can't get it. Barb Pilot, great save. Bloom trying to keep it forward here away, but Merchant and Barb Pilot, a little bit of a ping pong match here as Merchant's a little bit too scared to hit it across the field against an Estelle as Mirmeg just striking it for zero reason and is close to his own net. Kashikoma has the core flip, should be safe here for a bit as Katsuna is just getting so much pressure with that Exalt and that Firebolt Sentry, able to save it away. 3 seconds. Core flip onto Kashikoma, down to Mirmeg, dribbles, trying to get that last goal. Great Luna nuke onto Barb Pilot. This is absolutely insane. Barb Pilot is playing like a god right now, and Merchant saves it again. I mean, this is an insane set right now. This is probably the closest one we've had so far. As Merchant and Kashikoma trying to slow it down, but Katsuna able to win the strike war into the top corner there. That was insane, Saya.
Is Barb Pilot the best goalie in Omega Strikers? Because for that point, it really felt like he was.
Yeah.
The proactive plays, making sure Mirmeg couldn't get in position for the dash punch, the strike wars, everything was there for that point. Can he keep it up though? Because Kashikoma and Mirmeg are unrelenting. Merchant hopping in yet again, but Katsuna earning the barrier. Barb Pilot in there with the flip, and that is the goal. They are 1 point away.
And, I mean, a bit of a steamroll that one with taking advantage of the lower cooldowns. That was a 10-second goal, actually, so Katsuna and Barb Pilot doing great there. But the thing is, right, Barb Pilot no core flip now and just use a couple abilities. So this is a chance for Mirmeg to possibly try to get into this game a little bit better like they did the last 2 sets, as Katsuna has something to say about it as they get the early barrier. Mirmeg stalling here, trying to find time, trying to slow it down. Kashikoma and Mirmeg in this top corner, but great saves from Barb Pilot again, and Maloom, oh my gosh, Katsuna almost got that bull rush with the extra range here, and he's going to put it in the bottom corner, but Merchant saves it last second. Excuse me, yeah, Merchant. I'm confusing the names. There's so many M names here, so many K names, as the core flip from Merchant comes down. Katsuna looking for the goal, but Mirmeg with the punch, actually, I believe that was, actually killing Barb Pilot. And now it's a power play on to the side of Oshino Core Flip. This is their chance as Maloom finds that dash punch, redirected by Mirmeg. Great patience there, but Maloom looking for a 1v1 here on to Merchant. Merchant, great patience, great saves. Kashikoma, this is exactly like last set, as a great core flip there from Katsuna, but unable to find it as Barb Pilot solo play onto the top, dribble down to the bottom corner. Merchant with nothing left, and now they've evened this up 2-2.
I thought it was over when Mirmeg scaled, but OTP pulling it back from the brink with amazing defense, with solid offense as well. And I agree with you. The more I look at these names, there are too many similar letters.
It's just so Bloom, Mirmeg, Merchant, Kashikoma, Katsuna. The only one that's saving my lips right now is Barb Pilot, who is just, I mean that's their own name, right? But look at the damage difference here on Maloom, Barb Pilot, and Katsuna, and it just shows with how much more pressure there was, while Mirmeg playing so incredibly well that game, getting them back to a set 5 with 8 goals, but just felt like something changed, right? They couldn't really find as much, I guess, really pressure and finding a lot of opportunities as they did in that 5th set.
Yeah, it was just strange, but I think it was just OGP's defense just leveling up a lot, and they really just avoided the opportunities that were usually found by Oshino Core Flip. Barb Pilot, the biggest example, the most obvious example, proactively making sure that Mirmeg couldn't get the openings, but all the members, including Bloom, so good at stalling. Katsuna really just being that presence in the midfield too as well at some times, and yeah, it's really about, I think, how they avoided being even 2 steps away from the goal situation.
Yeah, I mean, well played to even it up. And one more game here, and I personally, I just ran out of water, and I am very, very scared for an Oni village possibility here. So, I mean, as they kind of load in here, I hope you can handle draft. Definitely no need to pause real quick. I'll be right back. Give me like 30 seconds to grab some water. Take it away.
Yeah, well, it looks like we'll be waiting anyway. Borg was hurried for nothing because the players also want a little bit of a break after that one. They'll probably take their sweet time to queue. Anyway, crazy finale. I don't think many people would have predicted these 2 teams in the grand finals and it being this close either. And there's 1 game left. It's all up to the map, starting Awakenings, and of course how these 2 teams will play. And I'm really just trying to build it up here, knowing that the game won't start anytime soon and that I have to stall. So I'll just try to keep it at this energy constantly, but it might be a bit of a struggle. And yeah, like, why are all these names basically the same? Oshino, Coreflip, and OTP start with the same sound. Bloom, Merchant, Mary Meg all start with the same sound. There's Kashikoma, there's Katsuna. Barb Pilot is the odd one out. Barb Pilot needs to change to like Carved Pilot, and then we have like the perfect cursed matchup. I've run out of gas. Too early. But yeah, as Borg said earlier, thought for a little bit that Barbed and Merchant were the same person. I don't blame them. They're both Luna goalies that play some Vice now and also play some other picks because Luna goalie is so difficult. But Barb Pilot made it work in grand finals of this tournament so far. We'll see what he picks in the upcoming game, but I don't know.
How's the chatting going?
I've been chatting a lot. If you look at the chat, I just
Barb's Pilot. What does that mean?
You know, it's like Katsuna and Kashikoma, and Barb Pilot is like the only unique letter name in like the entire thing because Oshino, Corfu, and OTP also start with the same sound. So if Barb Pilot switches to
yeah, no thanks. Not a fan of that. Yeah, I'm just kind of reading the chat here. We do have the anime duo actually right now, the anime casters. A little bit of a weeb moment.
Yeah, I'll have to erase that from the VOD later. No one heard that.
What did you, never mind. We'll move past that.
We'll move past that. The same incident with the old, if the old name for this channel was an emote and there are 3 players in Omega Strikers, that could also be a problem. But anyway, yeah.
Okay. And then I'm assuming they're taking a break or something. Is that why we're not in the next game?
Yeah, they should be ready now. They should be queuing in. And
oh, perfect.
Yep, perfect. Perfectly timed with the Borg break.
Yeah. Borg break. Needed to get my water. Needed to save my cat from being locked in a room somewhere by accident. We're good.
Oni Village, you were right.
Oh my god, I'm a genius. Chad, am I a genius or what? Can I get some taxes for that? It's all going to me.
Wait, surely you do not hover Luna on Oni Village though, right? This character...
I think Merchant just always hovers Luna, no?
Okay. But Luna goalie on Oni Village is not a good time.
Yeah, I mean, really, I don't think Luna goalie on any map is a good time. I think it's awful, personally. However, you know, I mean, our pilot kind of proved me wrong last game with how insane that they played. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, Mirameg with the Asher here. I missed the bans completely, as I won't lie. I was looking at my phone real quick to catch up on what I've been missing. But Rasmus Strakar on the other side. I'm assuming that'll be a... Actually, I'm not too sure, because I don't know if Katsuna has a Rasmus or not. But I do know...
I think this is Luna forward from Katsuna and Drakar goalie.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot Barb Pilot does do that. Yeah, we saw this before in the last series as Merchant finally on their signature pick, the Luna, not on the Vice here. as Kashikoma on the Amy and the Asher Mirameg here, which is definitely still a very scary in their own right, with another Spark Awakening, but this time it's the Resilient Spark with Egoist this time.
Yeah, and now Katsuna is dribbling up to the top side, but Kashikoma and Mirameg just jump scare. You're not allowed to dribble here as they take the bottom barrier as well. Mirameg looking for the top barrier, and their offense is just so good. Mirameg trapping the core at the bottom side, and that's just the first goal.
You know what, Saya? I have a bold prediction here. I think this is going to be a hard stop for Oshi no core flip. I don't know, after that point and just seeing kind of like, you know, they lost 2 in a row, I have a feeling that they're going to rally together. You know, they have all their main characters except for Asher on Mirameg. However, Mirameg is definitely a very strong Asher, as we're seeing right there, getting the second barrier already. And if they can just keep it forward, which Kashikoma, I mean, has proved so far that they're able to do that, it'll allow Mirameg and Merchant to just play for fun.
Yeah, and I also think it's really dependent on how long the rounds go. I feel like Katsuna and Bloom kind of depend on stalling the game out to find the opportunities like these when the core is just flung up, when the passing plays happen. But at the round start, if Kashikoma, Mirameg, and Merchant can just jump scare the barriers, I feel like they have such a big advantage in that immediate play, because Barb Pilot, not the name you think of when you think of like this Iron Wall type of goalie.
Yeah, I mean, definitely can get caught off guard, especially early, but definitely very clutch overall in the longer con games. So Mirameg, definitely a lot of pressure onto them to kind of put this away early, and a lot of pressure on the Merchant too to, I mean, playing this Luna goalie on this map, which we just talked about earlier, is so hard, especially against a Luna forward, which is just so vulnerable to a nuke right there. As we said, ooh, a dash, great save from Merchant. I mean, if anyone is good against a Luna forward, I guess it would be a Luna goalie main, right? As they do know kind of how the character works overall. Great offensive play there from Merchant and Mirameg. We talked about earlier, we just need to let them kind of cook, give them a chance, as Katsuna does not want to give them a chance with a core flip. However, Mirameg finding that KO, Bloom and Katsuna both looking low, as Kashikoma with the Amy combo to get the kill off from Bloom as well, which allows enough pressure to actually get that goal for free.
Yep, and just incredible offense coming out, and that is what you want to see if you're an Oshi no core flip fan. And now Mirameg and Kashikoma have quite a bit of meter. Kashikoma has flip, so can just really just pass to Mirameg, getting the first barrier for what it seems like free. Great dribble by Mirameg into the dash, and the barriers are already opened up. Less than 10 seconds have passed, and now Katsuna getting one barrier, but the pass up to Mirameg, and Mirameg just lurking, ready for any movement as Merchant just gets the second strike, and that is the first set gone.
Yeah, I mean, quick 18-second goal there, and Merchant playing so incredibly well when not being pressured, right? I mean, that's kind of just the Luna goalie special. When you don't have any pressure and you have that time, you know, you're able to do a lot and just kind of play off and surprise the enemy goalie as extra special now going to be shown. However, it's a little bit scary because Built Different and Big Fish, Asher and the Rasmus both going to be picking up one. I believe the Built Different, you know, a little bit better than the Big Fish. However, we saw before, you know, Mirameg able to get so much speed from these stagger trainings. However, Peak Performance and Bulk Up both are here with, you know, only Sparks being left. Has that shield spark as well, so if we're able to find a Spark of Agility, could be pretty strong here as the specialized training goes on to Katsuna, which could be very, very strong as well. Bulk Up on the Bar Pilot, nothing too crazy, and Kashikoma with the Rapid Fire against the next two.
Yeah, and as we're looking here, I think the big difference maker right now is how much Katsuna can do, right? Because Katsuna really needs to be a threat to the health bars, be a threat across the map, and be a KO threat just anywhere. The long range, the global Juliet, as people like to joke about the newly buffed Luna.
Yeah, global Juliet indeed. Feel like you get dash rocketed instead of a dash punch, just the high-tech version, I guess. And I mean, finding damage here, but just unable to find a kill. Like we said before, I mean, Oni Village is just so incredibly hard to really secure kills on this map because of how much, I guess, size, or I guess how much space there is really the word on this map. Great glitch pop, unable to hit it though as Bar Pilot, great save. Mirameg finally able to get it with the pressure in that power play. And Mirameg probably one of the scariest players, at least in this lobby, when it comes to actually securing a goal, right? I mean, Juliet players in general known for being able to kind of score and kind of secure a lot of things whenever they have the chance, and Asher probably is, if second to none, really, besides Juliet at doing that. So Mirameg perfectly at home here as they get both barriers immediately, as Kashikoma is getting low from Katsuna, but just unable to get killed as they're ending up actually getting more KOs as Mirameg gets another goal here. So a little bit weird. You'd think that the side of OTP would have a lot more pressure, right, and a lot more KO threat. But Maluma just getting sent off the map here every single round.
Yeah, I'm getting some insider info here. If you notice, Barb Pilot actually has eject, and that was not intentional. Took it by accident, and also left the Asher up. So things are not going too well for OTP since the very start of the game.
Oh, wow. Okay, so eject is definitely not the greatest on Jakar. I mean, you could do some shenanigans with it, especially if you get like a speed training or something of the like. But hopefully that doesn't, you know, affect things too much mentally on the side of Barb Pilot and OTP. They have battled it back this far. I would love to see them kind of finish the job, but it just seems, I mean, like I said earlier, I think it's one of the few times there hasn't been a caster curse for me right now as they're stomping.
Yeah, and you know, when Oshino core flip gets the picks that they need to succeed, and on a map like Oni Village where you can run offense so quickly, overwhelm goalies that aren't that good at that anti-stuff, it is just so difficult. But there's still a round left. OTP are not out of it just yet. The missile propulsion picked up for Merchant will make it definitely harder. Those rockets chucked from the back line, but Katsuna is scaling with those sparks.
You know, we say that I'm surprised the direct actually didn't take a heavy impact there for that extra cooldown, but
wait, heavy impact fell all the way down.
Yeah, I mean, Barb Pilot, I think a little bit too busy typing in our channel here, forfeiting, basically. In voice, it seems like a little bit.
Wait, but is it too early? They got both barriers. I feel like he might have spoken too soon.
I think so, too. I think it's never over till it's over. You know what I mean? I mean, they definitely have the tools to win this game, as Mirmeg just kind of squashing that and getting both barriers immediately. But Katsuna answering it. I mean, Barb Pilot being a little doomer right now. However, I do think they can still win. I mean, Katsuna especially just finding so many of these chances, and hopefully will try to carry.
Now Bloom. Wow, what a rocket by Katsuna. The bounce was perfect for the top barrier, and now with those strikes, if Barb Pilot can get it on over, but Mirmeg just walling out Katsuna, making it sure that passes cannot cross over, as Katsuna trying to dribble but stunned away, finally gets it across, finally gets a dash, but all it does is send it back to Mirmeg and Merchant, who cannot get the top barrier. Now they're trying to get it to the bottom, but Barb Pilot sends it up instead of down. Now Katsuna, though, has the rocket, has the barrier, and the goal is open, but now they have to get the core out of this situation. Oh! Well, I spoke too soon because Katsuna jump scare, and that scoring with the Luna has been so clutch for OTP so far.
Yeah, I mean, surprise score, right? That's kind of Luna Forward's specialty, is the dash forward surprise goal, winning a strike war. It's very, very strong because it forces the goalie into a situation where they have to win a strike war, like a 50-50, very, very suddenly, right? Whereas other times they're able to position and try to find a place to clear. They have no time to do that against the Luna Forward most of the time, which able to find a lot of these I guess these 50-50 and these strike war wins. And Katsuna finding two of them so far. It only takes one to score, right? As they get a KO. Finally, OTP seems like they're fired up here. Finding Kashikoma finally as Merchant trying to score here off of the power play, but unable to get it as Katsuna and Bloom finally get that second one. It's going to be even here in a second, but can Katsuna get it? Not quite, as Merchant gets there back in time. Barb Pilot finally has the flip, using it to not die to that Luna nuke. And the Firewall Sentry looking a little bit scary here as Barb Pilot keeping it low, keeping it cleared, as Katsuna and Malum looking a little bit low here, but nothing too crazy as Katsuna looks for the goal with the dash, but unable to find it with that boost. Mirmeg looking for the goal here, and they'll find it with that amazing Asher wall separating Barb Pilot and the bottom corner. Puts it in the bottom pocket, has the core flip for next round. This is starting to look a little bit scary. Yeah,
it's starting to look a little bit scary, and I don't know though. They've displayed, OTP has displayed that they have a chance, that they could do it, especially with that specialized training Luna nuke from Katsuna, the crater coming out, and Katsuna trying to get the top barrier, but great defense by Merchant, and now Bloom taking a lot of damage. Mirmeg about to respawn, and Kashikoma winning the strike wars, getting the flip, getting the top barrier, and Oshino core flip don't want to wait for the next round. They want it right here and right now.
Yeah, well played from Kashikoma. A man down, actually finding that last barrier with that core flip, and Mirmeg finding that kill on the Malum there, as Mirmeg and Kashikoma and Merchant with the core flip looking for the second goal, as we'll see it there. Great Asher wall to actually separate. You know, great uses of Asher wall really in general from Mirmeg this entire game, finding those breakaways, keeping the goalie away from that corner, and just putting it in. And a great spot there for Merchant to actually not use their core flip and just kind of back them up from behind. so they have it for this next set to not get steamrolled by accident without that core flip, right? So it's so incredibly, I guess, important for a Luna to have that energy and for a Luna to have more of those saving options, as it's going to be 1-1 here. Actually, as they get the second one, I mean, OTP looking a little bit scared here.
Yeah, OTP really need this point right here, but they have done it. They have gotten the barrier, but Miramac in front of the goal waits the nuke out, and Barb Powwood cannot reach it in time, and that is Oshi no core flip taking the tournament.
Taking the tournament indeed, and probably, you know, shortest Oni Village game, I think, ever, by the way. Not in solo queue. Can't be, I guess I'm not super upset about that as a caster. I mean, definitely excited. I mean, I think that was a great showing overall from the side of Oshi no core flip. I don't think that was very... I think OTP had their chances. They had some plays. Katsuna definitely playing really well. Had the 3 goals kind of pretty much on their own for the most part. But it felt like Maloon was just getting so out-pressured by the damage from Merchant and Kashikoma, and Miramac just able to really get, I mean, 8 goals, excuse me, 3 KOs in 20 shots. I mean, 8 goals in 20 shots, it's kind of nuts.
Yeah, and Miramac really just utilized the name of the ultimate, right? The path splitter. Really split the path between the bottom or the top of the net, and Barb Powwood just completely zoning, finding the right time every time. And I think how efficient Miramac was with those was really the difference maker in terms of scoring.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, congratulations again to Oshi no core flip. Their first tournament win ever, I believe, as a team. And I'm excited to see more of them, as, I mean, I think they've been really getting better overall and been seeing them a lot more in solo queue as well, all of the players, and been seeing a lot of them just kind of around in general. I'm excited to see this kind of new generation of players, right? I mean, it's kind of weird to say new generation when it's only really been a couple of months, but from like a beta perspective, right, as a beta player, a lot of the teams right now and are pretty much just from beta, right? Basically all of them that have been doing very good have been teams from beta or made up of all players from beta, all these older players that have a lot more used to it. But now we're starting to see with both of these teams really the rise of a lot of these release players, a rise of a lot of these kind of newer teams and newer players coming in. So I'm super excited to see it.
Yeah, and both OTP and Oshi no core flip didn't get here easily, right? Taking it over, well, Powerhouse Defenders, PP, Kitten Hunters who had to DQ, Glorious Ignition. Like, those are teams that have been around for a while. Like, those are names. Those are people on those rosters that have been around the scene that people recognize. But now, Oshi no core flip and OTP, especially after both of their performances at the Pro League Invitational, are teams that you have to watch out for.
Is it the rise of the Luna mains, Saya?
Is
it the rise of the Luna mains? What's happening here?
The real question is, aren't all Luna mains destined for success? Remember Slop was like the winningest goalie in the Mega Strikers for a while in the beta? General Twee. And the dumbest statistic ever, I have a lifetime winning record over Streak in Tournament, 1-0. You know, like, the Luna goalies were always here.
Yeah. I mean, they were always here, but taking their time to come back. As we see it now in this tournament, hopefully in maybe another Primetime Tuesday, or possibly as we see, you know, after the NSL playoffs in a possible Season 2 in summer. But, you know, that's still got some time before that will happen. GG's from both teams. I don't believe we're doing anything crazy or any interviews or anything, but...
We could, though.
Either way, we could. I mean, your choice. I'm here until we're not. You know what I mean?
Let's see.
We're going to message the players as we kind of... finishing up here. And let me take a look at the scoreboard again. I mean, there's nothing too crazy about the game. Like I said in the beginning, thought I would cast or curse it to make it a close game by saying it would be a stomp, but the first time it didn't happen, basically it was just kind of a stomp from Oshi no core flip. Kind of a banger name, by the way. I mean, not a bad team name.
Honestly, one of the better team names. Like, I don't know. I'm a fan. I think I think it was the best team name in the entirety of the Pro League.
I don't know. I'm more of a Metropolitan Museum kind of guy.
Multi-level marketing player right here.
Either way, I mean, I don't know. I think it's definitely a decent one. Good little play on words, little weeb moment, as we got the double anime picture here too. So I can't get too upset. Also playing AMQ with some high-elo people on Vaughn's stream last night until about 5:30 a.m. So definitely in my weeb mode right now, and not my Chad mode. Are we getting anything
Nope.
here or no? We're just gonna end up.
That is all. Borg, where can
Okay.
they find you?
Okay. Well, once again, I mean, I don't know why I'm sighing. I mean, I was only 2 series. It felt like forever, but either way, I mean, you guys can find me. I mean, you guys know me. You can find me at Jord_OS, and I'll be around for NASL as well, possibly for Grand Finals on one of these days. But you can find me on my stream there on Twitch or on Twitter, same at. And I don't know, I mean, you can find me in solo queue if you're above Challenger, probably, on the Gerbmeister. Possibly be queuing some Finny on that character, trying to learn that one. A little bit of a broken character, but I don't know. I mean, what about you, Saya? Where can they find you as they're literally in your stream?
Yeah, this is the stream. This is the tournament stream. We do tournament streams here, and yeah, this is the tournament stream. So drop a follow for more, you guessed it, tournament streams.
You know what? Drop a sub, please, to BestieInSlot. You'll look real nice with that star.
Okay, low key though. Subbing to this channel is like one of the lowest value subs in Omega Strikers. So while I appreciate it.
Oh, we got one. We got one.
Thank you, Mama Anarchy. But while I appreciate it, like all I
That's not
want.
something you say.
That's not something I say, but I will say because honestly, like subbing here isn't that high value. I'd much rather everyone follow than like 10 people sub. You know?
You know what?
That's
I'll
fair.
take that, and you should sub to me instead. Jord_OS. We're rising. We're on the grind right now. I was gonna stream later tonight, but now that I casted this, I don't think I will. I'll probably stream tomorrow with another coaching stream. You can catch me there if you want to learn how to play the game, become a top player. You can catch me there, or you can go over to the coaching Discord and request me, possibly. So there is that other shout out. But other than that, I mean, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I guess we'll just raid Vaughn, I guess. Everyone's on over there. They're playing customs, I believe. Might as well. So, yeah, see ya, everyone. Thank you for watching. This tournament was not run by us. It was run by Amplify. They did a pretty solid job. It was kind of rough for them because another tournament scheduled over them, but it is what it is, you know?
It is what it is. Well, see you later, folks. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.